But HOSHI are keeping
Action
it
time.
this is globally
Watch mommy while sleeping, okay?
Is it just a mid
Wake me up, okay? I will sleep.
over on the Philippines, right? Super Friends has been zoned away a lot from this mid lane. But what's good about Selena this mid lane? What's good about Selena is you don't need level 4 to contest objectives.
Again, it helps that you have an emblem set and your range is just almost impossible to fathom for most heroes. King Kong keeping up the path here.
Route that he is known for has evolved through the months, through the years, and that's a good win. A flicker by Brusco, kicked the wrong. A flicker by Brusco, kicked the wrong way.
Flicker for flicker response. Down over, but it's a good blade surge tap, that blink away for the Suyo.
Mini heart attack for both sides there, committing quite a few resources. Both teams skittish to give over first blood. Oh, King, that's Super Friends caught out.
Just a bit poke again. Selena very, very hard to catch. Slippery girl, Dyron. Kind of a tough spot. Brusco not able to go for the way the dragon just yet. Glorious Pathway gets used up. They're deciding to go in as Dyron pops in to revitalize. Now it's going to be the Infernal Pursuit to lock them down. Such electrifying beats and the pin down onto 2. Kirk caught all alone against 4.
Nice bait by the Kingdom here, and they're not done. That's Kirk jumping up.
Another one onto Dyron. Edok very low. It's going to be a kill over King Kong. Gets another up top. It's a solo kill for Toy against Kelra.
And the Kingdom are winning across the board. Say what you will about how that exchange went down here in the Turtle Pit, but oh, they're not done!
Super Friends. It's got to respect this. King Kong able to get that Soul Sever damage onto Sutsujin. What happened up top?
That's just Bruno things. Looking at Toy, he has already built his Haas Claws, while Kelra isn't even at a full item. Kelra was forced to commit early to a warrior boots. So he was dueling. He knows he was going to duel against Toy, but he wasn't ready for the damage output. He's now down almost 1,000 gold.
It's a tough matchup now. Tyron also so oppressive in this XP lane against the Phobias. The Turtle, though, will not be rushed. RRQ had the tempo to play with, but they will take it slow. They know that the Joy needs that mid game, and it's still more Suyo-sided in this Turtle battle.
Dyron with the pull. King Kong being given this small wave down bottom. And it looks like the Kingdom are leaning hard into this.
Rins again with his own over to King Kong, forcing him to blink out. That should be the Turtle given over. Now, oh, it's a Kingdom with the way to Dragon. Sutsujin still able to get it as the Electrifying Beach comes around. Sutsujin doing damage over to King Kong, who's on Rins. Now Infernal Pursuit from Kirk.
Kirk is taking names and dropping bodies. Rins falls as well. Traded out for the Bruiser.
Going in still on Dyron, a double lane for Kelra as he shoves in mid. Dyron able to dodge away from that Abyssal Arrow, but gets pinned down by that Spear of Misery. Sutsujin electrifying beats, almost caught by Kirk. A turret falling up top for the trade.
It's not enough. The space ONIC PH are making for the gold standard. He's not dealing enough damage. And Toy has gotten so much space from an SOD.
Gonna take it. Kirk diving all the way to the back as well. Kelra taking an SOD. Now the Lantern Flare. Kirk jumping again with Infernal Pursuit, and the way the Dragon locked Toy down.
Edok with the fist crack in the back. King Kong can't engage. Toy's falling already, and they're gonna get one more.
Another one falling. Edok gets the pin down and a shutdown, but Sutsujin is all alone. Kelra gets a double.
Patience, ye of little faith. The Super Fam were just building up to this very moment. Again, the magic number, 7 or 8 minutes, when this early game centric lineup will start putting pedal to the metal, arrow to face, kick to shin. RRQ HOSHI are down almost 2,000 gold in the snap of a finger.
It all came crumbling down as they went in, and man, Captain Kirk, is that what you call him?
You could call him that.
He's captaining right now.
He was hitting the stratosphere with the way he was jumping, man.
He's commanding the team. Walks up forward, 1v4. He likes those odds, and he wins it for the team. Wow, what we were talking about Dyron and the Phobias. Seems like we just haven't been able to see Kirk on the Phobias.
Yep, that's his middle name I hear. Kirk Phobias Gutierrez. Toy getting a little space up top. Again, that's the only safe haven for RRQ right now because they lost so much in mid, lost so much down bottom. And with this last turtle, I'd reckon even RRQ will have to think twice because a single SOD on Kelra, who would have thought it would be unlocked so quickly?
Solo kill, I thought with that, they will be able to handle the man in that gold lane. Edok poke down again. Kirk, so impressive. Jumping in one more time as Rince is able to zone him away as Brusco looks for the kick over. Gets away the dragon, but Sutsujin still wins out the retry battles. Brusco gets away the dragon, but now gets caught in the glorious pathway. Sutsujin takes him down. Kirk all alone. Meanwhile, Kelra though, Kirk still jumping in again for members. Trying to go for the trade. Won't be able to do so. SOD!
Right in the middle of 4. I don't think Kelra should take this fight. The super fam were taken out of their breath, dispersed, split up, separated from each other, and they had no choice but to make the most out of a losing situation. A bad trade, a turret for a turtle, and a good bunch of bodies. RRQ HOSHI have found a way to recover, but ONIC PH are still ahead, very slightly. Only until Toy takes down this turret down bottom will the kingdom have some room to breathe.
Look at the space given to Kelra though. It was 1,000 gold lead, I believe, between the two for Toy. Now it's back to 80. That side lane pressure of the Moskov. Something we were talking about when we saw the Moskov low win rate is it's a high skill ceiling hero. But it's Kelra on it now.
Yep, you're not just playing 5 other dudes. You're playing the map. You're playing yourself. You got to hit those SODs. And even in the early moments of game number 1, Kelra's been hitting SODs, and he's been making the right calls. A lesser player would have already clicked the teleport, but Kelra said, you know what, we're going to invest in the top lane. This is the long lane. Let's wait. Game has slowed down, but folks, don't get us wrong. Both teams are still in it. We are at deadlock. ONIC PH, this is a negligible 700, 800 gold lead.
And to have that confidence, Leo, going for the Moskov.
Rin on the Hylos, Rins on the Zushin, Edok on the Badang, who by the way has a flicker himself. Look at that. Finally, the push paying off. Again, the super fam outnumbered down bottom in the pit.
Toy's going to be locked down quite a bit. There is caught in the bad spot. Fistcrack coming out. Sutsujin claiming the Lord. Kelra still on the other side of the map, going for that base turret. Edok subbed up. Dyron caught, pops in to revitalize, but they're still on the chase. Dyron a missile trap. That's going to be the glowing wand on him still. Another missile arrow landing on Sutsujin. Toy in the midst of it all, caught all alone. SOD blade surge from King Kong.
Toy full, traded out for Kirk, and the beast is slain as well. All this while, look at Kelra. His push, his investment, his hard work only stopped by the Lord.
Can you do it, Kelra? Can you go into 1v3? Jumps on Edok, gets chain CC by the Fistcrack as well. The damage coming out, Kelra. Taken down by Rin's. Edok able to survive with that shield.
The gold standards were outnumbered, cornered, and outfought. There were so many reasons he should have gotten out of there, but he held on for hope that he would penetrate and take down that tier 3 up top, and instead it backfires in their face. ONIC PH lose so much on the map. All the lanes are blue, and King Kong had his purple stolen.
11 minutes in, 19 kills. An action-packed game as Edok's looking for the concealed play. King Kong will respect it. Edok walks up forward, gets a Thunderbelt stack. Orange buff control, look at the Lord, super low, still will get that charge.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hold it all the way to a third. Nah, King Kong quells it.
ONIC PH are trapped inside their base now. They've got one last outer turret, tier 2 in mid, and you can say goodbye to that just about now as Toy starts kicking balls in its face. Mirko, this is what we talked about, that Selena. It's good when you're winning, it's good when you're ahead, when you're able to go around the map and take whatever you want, but ONIC is cordoned in, the super fam is under quarantine.
RRQ HOSHI have just been so decisive, I would say, right? Because ONIC Philippines, they have had control over the side lanes. They have had control over the map with those traps as well. Vision, map, wave control has mostly been ONIC Philippines. But RRQ, whenever they see ONIC Philippines on the other side of the map, they never hesitate to just fight, go for the Lord, blitz it before ONIC Philippines can use the setup that they initiated.
What you're saying is if all go according to plan, if we follow logic, RRQ HOSHI wins. But ONIC PH in the early game have won one too many coin flips. They got away with way too much. That push up top, that conversion in mid, that's their early game salvo. But now it's up to the super fam to look for something else. Magical arrow catches Edok, but he was just checking range. He was just making sure the super fam don't go any further than where he allows.
2,400 gold lead. still pretty even, honestly. 2,000 gold lead isn't really that big here as we get into the 12th minute of the game.
It's manageable, but you can feel it. You can see how ONIC respect that fact, and they're struggling to even take this orange. Edok gets caught out, but finally, King Kong get one.
I thought that was going to be a kill. Edok didn't even have to burn his flicker out for that. He did burn the fist crack, and that is a window for ONIC Philippines. But will they take it?
That's the Lord getting started up already. Expect a dance here from both sides. Lord now down to a third of its health.
Edok so low. Kirk's going to win. Glorious Pathway come down as Rins is able to zone them in the back. Kirk flickers out to safety. RRQ Hoshi say no. We get the Lord, we back away. No fights, no windows for you.
A display of discipline from the Kingdom. Happy with what they got. They'll instead play the next few seconds. Lord comes out in about 10 from now, and Kelro was working on that long lane. So this is definitely some breathing room on the map the Super Fam needed. The Kingdom slowly building up that lead once more. Approaching the 3K mark, you could assume that this is what? An extra item on Hoi? An extra item on Sutsujin over King Kong?
I think so. Maybe I think Wind of Nature is already in the hands of Toy.
You know what? No, surprisingly, looking at it, it's actually a lot on Rins over Fritz.
It's that mid lane. You know, again, when the Selena the only way for the Selena to get ahead is through kills, assists. That's a Lord charging in the mid lane as Rins is able to zone them again in the bottom lane. Another wave coming down now as the Glorious Pathway will be used up. Kelra piercing through the Lord on the HP bars. In the bottom lane, Sutsujin got very low. King Kong, look at the play. The SOD does not land, but ONIC Philippines want to go for the fight. Abyssal Arrow landing. Tyron will sacrifice himself. Brusco!
They're not done. The king keeps down Edok. He does survive with some extra shields, but regardless, the fact of the matter is ONIC PH fought 2 battles on 2 fronts and won, kicking RRQ HOSHI out, keeping their mid lane inhibitor.
What a fight. What a defense by ONIC Philippines. By all means, that should have been an RRQ-based turret take.
They should have took at least 1 or 2 bodies too.
But it's the opposite. It's ONIC Philippines.
Back to the tile. Is it clean?
We're able to stand. Abyssal Arrow not actually landing on Sutsujin, but no follow available. Kirk won't or has.
Here, again, he is rocking double magic defense, but then that's where the rest of RRQ HOSHI come in. Hoi, Edok dealing some damage that'll make Kirk second guess his own decisions.
Let's take a look at the items again. Like you mentioned, Leo, it's a 1,500 gold lead for the Juicin. But I can't. Because like when Juicin gets more gold, it's unless you go for the Skypiercer build, right? It's not really going to add up to more damage. It's more utility.
Yep.
But for Friends, as he scales up, that is a game changer right there. That is a 1 arrow wonder that could get you the win.
Sutsujin should be scared. Toy should be scared. Rins, thankfully he's got to purify. That's what's keeping RRQ HOSHI here ahead of ONIC. But you're right. Again, that's why this 4,000 gold lead feels like a 1,000 gold lead, is because a majority of it is on Rins. The concealed play here, canceled just as quickly.
That poke is starting to get to RRQ. At least the frontliners. The backliners, they have sustain. They have the Blood Wings. They have Haas Claws for Toy, but Tyron does not. He has the Revitalize, forced to use the Glorious Pathway already. Rins walks up forward, zoning King Kong away one more time. Sutsujin on the Lord, will be able to get it now. Is activated in front of pursuit by Kirk. Looking for the chase. Tyron sacrificed again as Brusco kicks him back to the fray.
Look at Kelra
in the base, looking for the end. Toy gonna be able to recall. King Kong's on it. The wave dealt with already, but now Kelra's caught in the top spot. Rins, is that gonna be engaged? Purify out. What an angle.
That is an unfair trade. Again, on paper, RRQ HOSHI won. They got the Lord, but ONIC are inside the base.
Lord gonna be spawning as well. Sutsujin popping the electrifying beats already. ONIC Philippines looking for the angle to end the game.
The Lord ignored him.
Do it. Can a minion in the mid lane? Or no, that's the Lord in the mid lane already shoving the waves. Tailwind in the bottom. ONIC Philippines cannot find the angle to end. And there is a Lord still to play with. Rins goes in with the Crimson Beacon on the Super Friends. Gets engaged on.
Kelra puts him up against the walls. Fear of misery.
Kelra.
The Kingdom are man down.
Way the dragon. Oh, the Abyssal Arrow lands. Sutsujin still able to escape right now, but the trap is going on him. That's the tick immortality. Sun Sujin, Jikudo for Brusco.
2 down for the Kingdom, and ONIC PH continue the onslaught. They want to take down this tier 2 in mid, and they're going to have their way with it.
No Rins, no Sun Sujin. 3v5. RRQ Hoshi, Edok gonna be landed. The Abyssal Arrow locks him down. The pin down is there too. Toy dealing damage.
Nice, nice.
Toy still in the back line, but now look at that piercing damage. Toy with the immortality. The waves right there. ONIC Philippines battled their way.
I told you.
Game victory.
First on the board, the Super Fam, ONIC PH. 1-0.
ONIC will win this.
What a game. What an absolute banger of a game to kick things off here at the
A clear
playoffs.
win.
You can see that all the fans are happy to watch because we got a brawl. This is why we love Mobile Legends. Top of the line, cream of the crop.
I gotta say, man, that was an amazing game 1 of this best of 7 because we see showcases by both teams, individual strength, team fight mechanics, and then just playing around the map. Like, we see the best of the best coming from both teams. And now that we're here looking at the post-game stats, I gotta say, this is one of those situations where we gotta warn the audience, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Because honestly, looking at ONIC Philippines, yes, they won. But honestly, this draft, like we have been discussed, is the ONIC Philippines draft. We've seen the strength and the weakness of it in this one game. Early game, look good, amazing. But we also saw there were moments that they should have lost, but because, again, Kelra is on that Moscow. If it was anyone, I feel like they would have lost. But
agree.
I gotta talk about RRQ as well. That was impressive. Number 1, rinse on this Jushin. Amazing control around those objectives because we heard, even coming from Susujin, ONIC Philippines are absolutely amazing on that objective take. And yet, Susujin has won a lot of the turtles as well as the Lord, making it so that RQ are trying to fight against ONIC Philippines on objective, and then they're winning.
And that's what makes this such an interesting game to study and a case to figure out because not a single Lord, not a single turtle. And they were leading for a majority of what? The mid-game. It was RRQs. And still ONIC wins?
Yep. It was a game of, honestly, it felt like it was a game that RRQ had the gun in hand, but it was ONIC who was missing the trigger
cool.
finger, right? Pinch
That
down
was
the timing, find those
awesome.
windows and create opportunities, whether Edok doesn't have his ult ready or whether or not you're pushing on the bottom side of the map.
Right now, we got to look at the damage. Stay here for a bit. But King Kong, Kara, and Super Friends all dealt roughly the same amount of that damage. Around 80,000. Wow. And again, we were talking about how Selena was losing a lot when it comes to the goal, but even Mirko said it's like, Rins on the Jushin, goal just means survivability, right? You can stay in the fight a little bit longer. Selena, after the changes, making her traps actually hurt, making it so that she's a hero. Even if you don't hit the arrows, she's still usable. But this is Super Friends. He hits the arrows.
Exactly.
A trap popped Sutsujin's immortality on the way out.
It's a feels bad scenario, but well done. Give it up for our MVP, King Kong, this time. 8, 1, and 5. A lot of punishable moments, but he's able to escape with the help of his team. Even if we're talking about itemization here, right? An endless battle already purchased just for a little bit more oomph when he's in that back line, if he ever gets his hands
Suyu
on
is very
it.
powerful.
But I'm looking at our
Suyu is very powerful, guys. Yo, Prince
I
Rice.
necessarily agree with this, but
What's
I
up?
see Rince, he's got an anti-cuirass on hands. That makes a little
Can you
bit more
hear
sense
me?
to me. But then Edok, with the Brute Force breastplate, was that the necessary item to rush, even though you have a high loss?
I kind of feel like, okay, so Brute Force does 2 things. Number 1, it makes you more able to fight against crowd control, and it does make you speed up a little bit more once you use your skill. So I kind of feel like he's making that plays. Because honestly, as a Badang, you're tanky with your shields, not with your defenses. So he's probably playing around that. But while we're talking about this, we're looking at the jungle. I feel like this is an opportunity for us to kind of discuss.
That was clearly
the
a
meta
win
that's
for
been
ONIC,
developed
guys.
At Mobile
No
Masters, not
question.
just by ONIC Philippines, but other
I like
teams as
how
well.
I like how
Having
aggressive
their mid
ONIC
or
can
their
be.
roamer to have the season hunter, because so far I've only seen two heroes using it, which is the Selena as well as the Jawhead. Personally, for me, it didn't make that big of an impact here because I was looking at the gold and Susujin as well as King Kong. Honestly, not that big of a difference, but I don't know. It's definitely something that might still need some R&D.
I personally
I feel like it's good, but you know, yeah.
I personally feel in games like this, you don't get to see much of its benefits, right? Because that's on the assumption that you're going to get your own jungler ahead. In this case, is going to be King Kong. Did we see that? I mean, initially, yes, but then eventually it really didn't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, it was kind of Kelra trying to force that 1-in-4 scenario to try and even up the odds. Because in a 4v4,
Clearly,
ONIC can do a lot of work. In
ONIC
5v5,
will win this.
That's where it's a little, pick and choose.
It's a sweep.
I think it's a trust as well.
I think it's a sweep, guys.
Before this roster came together, Coach Wynot and Kelra had already been working side by side since MPL Peak Season 9 and MSC 2022, and it's the trust that Wynot has for Kelra. It's crazy how, again, Moskov, to remind all of you, is sitting at like a 30% win rate, yet they banked almost everything in this game for Kelra. Usually, especially when King Kong gets Suyo, you would expect the team to just, all right, let's play for that strong trio mid, let's get the objectives, let's play the normal way. But this game, they knew, all right, they actually have crazy setup. This Badang is great. This Joy is going to be a problem for us.
Jushin.
We need Kelra. We need the god in the gold lane.
That mid trio logic was a trap for RRQ. And again, this is now where we see how Kezcute could fall to other traps set by other coaches. So this is where Wynot gets one over Batman.
We'll see. We'll see how long this is going to go. But these games are absolutely beautiful to watch. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to see the continuation of this epic battle between the Super Family as well as the Kingdom. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. We'll catch you right after the break.
Yo. I like how aggressive both teams were. God damn. How they respond to each clashes. God damn, son. Alright, it's still break time, guys. Go and grab some snacks while you can.
Hey guys, it's back with me, Colio.
We're back,
and
we're
now
back
I'm
again.
with two fans of each team. This one is from the ONIC PH and this one is for RRQ HOSHI. So guys, siapa nih player favorit kalian? Dimulai dari kamu dulu.
Oke. Saya Idok.
Kenapa tuh Idok?
Karena master of inisiasi.
So his favorite player is Idok because Idok is the master of initiation. How about you?
I think Kurt.
Why? Indo aja gak apa-apa.
Soalnya Kurt keren banget kayak opening. Pokoknya keren dah Kurt.
So for him, it's Kirk because like he's very good at using the macro when wants to initiate the team fight. And like gimana pengalaman kalian untuk datengin ke SPS Mobile Masters ini selama ini?
Kalau saya kemarin sudah datang sih, excited banget sih. Bagus banget ini.
He's very excited because it's very good here. How about you?
Keren banget. Kayak ini baru pertama kali kan ke sini kayak sekeren ini ternyata kalau nonton offline ya bagus aja.
Wow. So he think it's very cool because it's his first time to coming here and watch it live from here. Oke, terakhir minta pesan-pesan dong buat tim RRQ yang bakal bentar lagi bertanding.
Untuk pesan dari saya untuk RRQ mungkin main lepas saja, enjoy karena ini grand final untuk season 15 ini juga kan di MPL dan ini untuk SPS mungkin pengalaman terbaru untuk RRQ. Good luck.
Right. So you have message for RRQ that play freely, enjoy the match and good luck. How about you for ONIC PH?
Buat ONIC PH buktiin sih kalau di atas langit masih ada ONIC tetap sampai sekarang gitu. Good luck sih buat ONIC PH.
Okay. For ONIC PH just prove above the sky there is ONIC. Just prove it. And okay, thank you so much for you guys. Let's get back to the panelists. Take it away.
Thanks, Coolios. Those were the dedicated fans of each individual team tribes here who are looking to give their support. We're going to be jumping into the draft real soon here, boys, because, again, we can't stop the action at the Mobile Masters. The day has been set with game number 1. Coming into game number 2, LaFell, any thoughts coming into this, especially if you were in their position?
So my thoughts is that this might actually go all the way just because Toy was able to 1v1 against Kelra, because we already heard that if Kelra has a game, then it's going to be ONIC Philippines, right? So I feel like even though they lost, but the fact that Toy was able to hold himself against Kelra, that might actually give energy towards RRQ HOSHI and then maybe change a little bit of draft to make sure that they can replicate that again.
LaFell, we rarely disagree, but this time, I gotta tell you, I think it's for that reason this might go very quickly. Imagine that, you get a 1v1 kill on killer early game and you still don't win. Doesn't that get frustrating at some point? Like, I killed him, what is this?
I agree, but that's why if this happened like game number 4, game number 5 consistently, then I would agree with you. Because I think right now the big question in Kescute's mind is probably, hey, do we have to go out of our way to get rid of this Selena? And I think that's going to be the big question mark coming into game 2.
Interesting here, ONIC Philippines banning out the Moscow does look like they're forcing RRQ HOSHI. If you don't ban out the Granger, that's probably going to be Kelra on that Granger, because other than that, like, I don't know, like if they, I don't know. I feel like they want to try Granger first pick or Jushin.
These bans are very RRQ centric. ONIC prior used to ban always Matilda, Phovius, Hilda. Where are those? These are all RRQ specific bans.
I'm more worried of whether or not they're going to gamble with the...
Oh, that's interesting.
All right. So Keskut snips it. He's like, okay, I hear what you're trying to say. I'm going to get rid of Blue Yo. I can give you Granger, but that means that Loyi is now open for RRQ HOSHI on the pushback.
But that is quite a, lack of a better turn, quite ballsy. Letting go of the Granger.
And ONIC chose Granger over Loyi.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, honestly, for the side of RRQ HOSHI. Again, you can go for the Aerithal later on, right? So now you can guarantee a jungler. Not sure if they want to go Hayabusa. We've seen that in the past, but I think Loyi needs to come here for RRQ.
Right now.
Has to.
There's no way you give ONIC, Granger, and Loyi. That's a bit much, no?
It is.
They're the picks that we've been like keeping an eye out for ONIC. So Joy, all right, we got a jungler. All right, it may not be Hayabusa, and I think that's totally fine. They don't want to be too dependent on a purple buff to seal the deal in this game. That second pick, come on.
That is Granger pick.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
They banned the Louis?
Good or not, I don't know, but
God
that's
damn.
interesting for sure.
That's quite ballsy,
Slippery's
guys.
still 100%, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that this might be a case scenario of, even if you take Lo Yi, Rins could either fall into the Jushin scenario once more, but if you do get the Lo Yi, we also could try and play Selena.
I don't know
I'm not a fan of
Why
Rins
did
on
you
Selena.
ban
I've
Louis?
never seen Rins on Selena, so it's already very... Like, if this was Moreno, it would be a different answer, right? Because that guy, we've seen him play the...
You have to go to You have to go for Louis.
It's gotta be.
Okay, let's say... Okay, we're just gonna say it is a Lo Yi.
Yeah.
Now I think for RRQ HOSHI, go for Irithel. I think they need something to deal with the Granger, because if they don't go for a marksman here, you can already see the emphasis from ONIC Philippines. Harith, Moskov, the respect to Toy is there.
I feel like if they don't pick up Irithel here, it has to be some kind of curveball. Okay, all right.
Man.
They're picking up the Jushin. To be fair, Rin's Jushin was good,
good.
At making sure that they actually get objective. So maybe they just have one very base game plan, and then like just one or two tweaks here and there.
That's what's scary for RRQ HOSHI is we know their base game plan is so strong. It ruined everything up to this point. But against ONIC PH, they never met in the groups nor in the early days of playoffs. It's a different beast the Kingdom has to tame.
I wonder if ONIC like want to go a little bit more aggressive here and even pick up a CC just to make sure wins against the Phoveus.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense if they did that, but I guess RRQ HOSHI wants to put them in a position where team fighting is all going to be dependent on your low
It's really a good pick.
Prioritize a singular target.
And we're talking about ONIC Philippines synergy with the Lo Yi. If RRQ don't ban the Tigreal, it's going to be a big pick for ONIC Philippines too. Now, you don't have the Badang, or not yet maybe, right? Joy Phoveus, you jump, you dead.
There's a lot of potential exploits here for the side of RRQ. I would say that ONIC PH's first three is just significantly better at this point of time.
I want to be surprised by RRQ HOSHI. Like, this is just the opener. The closer has to be like really good here.
Do you think this could be a Franco angle?
A Franco, interesting.
I don't think so. I don't. Oh, actually, against the Lo Yi, and it's a Haya.
Yeah.
I see.
I
understand. Yeah.
With a Jushin too.
You kind of keep tabs in the early game where the Hayabusa is, so you don't allow that early, snowball to happen through Rins in the mid lane, and then afterwards, then it could just be a deterrent.
Also interesting here that ONIC Philippines, they haven't banned any more gold laners. So it's also kind of like, even if you do want the Irithel, it doesn't bother Kelra that much. And at that point, if they do pick up the Irithel and the Irithel has a hard time against the Granger, then I would agree with Leo where that would be very discouraging for you. Where you kind of already planned it out and it still didn't work out,
Chip away at the confidence.
Yeah.
Now we go into that final ban here for the side of ONIC PH. We're all at the edge of our seats. We're curious to see how they're going to play this out, because if it's another gold laner, what is left for Toy? Will he have any other options left in his pocket? There's the Irithel ban.
That's it. No more. They have expended his gold lane.
I think we're going to see the Bruno again at this point, right? I mean, there's no other choice.
Bruno, Claude.
That's why they leave it open all the way. So they want to deny it instead of banning it in the... Yeah, this is a signature pick for Edok. He is also standing at 100% win rate in MPL ID.
Jawhead is still
even
open.
in Snapdragon.
Yeah,
you're right.
Jawhead is still open if you want to go for that. Like, again, just playing for that early, right? Because so far that has been their tempo. Selena or Jawhead get a King Kong ahead.
With this crazy damage comp, it would actually, synergize really well. That burst is coming in instantly.
And we know that ONIC BH, they can bend the rules. They don't need coverage. They don't need a late game insurance policy for clear waves. They can win without taking any lords. So, I support the Jawhead. But what else? Kirk still doesn't have a hero.
CC.
What'll go against the Phoveus?
I don't think you go CC anymore because you're up against the Tigreal, right?
Yeah.
So much CC. There you go. You go. All right, frontline. If they go Jawhead, they need a frontline. They need someone that's beefy because Jawhead, he ain't too beefy.
Big question was the goal laner, man. This is the big question. I mean, I don't know. Like, lane-wise, Claude maybe, but I don't know if that's enough.
I think that Claude makes a little more sense here because Bruno would struggle against the Goliath pathway.
And the Haya.
And the Haya as well. We'll see how this plays out, what Toy has left.
Claude Purify.
Claude Purify?
You still need it.
Yeah, you do.
It's funny and it's sad, but it's true.
Because, what else, right? What else?
Yeah, it's either Claude or Bruno, really, unless they want to pull a Marco and go 1-1, but there's already a Hayabusa in place so that the 1-1 will have a bad time.
Man, this is a difficult one to watch. LaFell, which draft are you leaning into?
Super Friends, Louis, Brusco, Jawhead, Kelra on that Granger. This
King
is
Kong on the Haya.
This is
Let's just name everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kirk on the high loss.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ONIC PH definitely is coming in with an advantage in the drafting section. I wonder what Kescute had in mind with this draft, and maybe we'll see it in the game. So Leo and as well as Mirko take us in for game number 2.
The Kingdom are clapping, shouting, singing, waving their flags to get their team back into this as ONIC Philippines start off strong. The Super Fam first to the board. Mirko and Leo bringing you the action. Where do you side on the draft?
I have to say, ONIC Philippines, man, game number 1, I said RRQ, but in Super Friends on Selena this time, it's just ONIC, no buts.
It's every pick, lane per
Looking
lane.
at the draft.
All right, let's get into the Land of Dawn. The Kingdom versus the
haven't
Super
seen the
Fam.
draft, sorry.
It's ONIC PH versus RRQ.
Did I just see Papara Supermassive players celebrating with the Sonics there in the building?
They were there.
They were there. They're supporting, clearly, ONIC Philippine fans as well here. And this is the advantage you have when you have the
Looking at the draft.
The Hayabusa, who should lose out
Oh,
of clear
shoes.
speed, isn't a,
I say
isn't a loss
he's
anymore.
still
You
pretty
actually clear
50-50 for
faster
me.
with the help of the Jawhead.
He's a great leasher. Brusco keeping tabs on Edok. Mano y mano. But this does open up the Little Wanderer because look, Suchijin knows that King Kong's a little slower, so he's like, hey, I'm going to get this first.
Taking a look at it, no Season Hunter this time for Brusco on the Jawhead. It's going to be the pull yourself together and thrill. So just more damage overall. In this matchup, we saw it just earlier, Dyron versus Kirk. It was Kirk on the Phoveus, now it's Dyron. It's a switcheroo. Let's see who has more impact on the Phoveus and the Hylos, right? Because game 1, it was definitely the Phoveus winning.
How about this gold lane matchup, the Granger versus the Claude? Oh, wow, Toy actually goes for the flicker. All right, so he's trusting in his mechanics, his instincts a little more than what I would care for. Again, I would err on the side of caution.
Same. I do the same, especially up against this very scary composition when it comes to CC. Yes, you will be able to flicker out the unstoppable force, but if it's chained together with other CC, it'll be very dangerous, my friend. And even, again, I guess he's thinking that he wants to flicker out of the Shadow Kill. That's what I'm thinking about, right? In the early game, more reliable than purifying the Quad Shadow.
Yeah, would rather flicker into your allies to spread the damage. But that'll force HOSHI to play a certain way. Now, talking about lane to lane, the way this game has gone, it's relatively slow, 2 minutes in, no action just yet. It's ONIC PH first to the pit, 3 members circling. Edok can only watch. So it's just taking a while.
Yep. It's gonna go on the orange buff. Kirk is gonna be shoved back over to Tyrant. He's not interested though. Gets stunned up. Rin's in the back all alone. Pops in the Crimson Beacon. Will be engaged on by King Kong. Rin's still able to survive now. Suchijin jumps into the back. Doesn't have. Oh, electrifying beats. Rin's was able to pick him up back to the electrifying beats.
Oh, all the way in the center of the map.
Oh, shoot.
Onto ONIC. 2 down already. Kirk
2 down, ONIC.
It's all Kingdom, baby.
Damn.
Oh, that ejector might have just played into his demise. Brusco taken down, but Super Friends gets a double with that yin-yang reaction.
A smooth
RRQ is also
but
good.
Could not take out the key members of RRQ HOSHI to slow down the turtle take. The Kingdom take the first major neutral.
Wow. It
Wow,
so
indeed.
one-sided, and then Super Prince said, nah, I'm going to get a few trades in. An instant double as he just waited in the bush for that ambush.
But again, we have to acknowledge the fact that when you have to play in the paint, when it's all in AoE, just these little skirmishes, RRQ HOSHI are at an advantage. Even when eventually Toy joins, ONIC PH don't want to fight like that. So it's all about priority, and RRQ HOSHI, despite ONIC being the first to the scene, were out of their breath. It was all initiative for RRQ, so that's one thing RRQ drafted into. We just have to consider how they use that for the gold lane.
What a bait, though, again, for Ritz. He Crimson Beacon very early. Hold up, another shove over to Kirk. All inning onto the horse. Revitalize used up, brought back again. The horse stays alive.
Kirk refuses to take that lion down. So far, RRQ HOSHI are putting the pressure where it's necessary. Again, they know that they have a lead. 500 leading up to more at 4 minutes. How does ONIC PH thread the needle here? How do they say, hey, we have to win somewhere, and where is that besides the gold lane?
I don't think they're in any rush. They can wait for, again, the mid game. Later on, King Kong will hit his power spike. I think everybody will hit their power spike. And then they could utilize the diversion to create an angle of an attack up against RRQ, because right now it does seem like this front to back for RRQ is a bit too strong. They have so much CC that they can chain together, and it works. The synergy is great. Edoc gets an implosion. You get demonic force procs on everybody, and then you just see Diamond start jumping.
Yep, it's an angle that none from RRQ could expect. That's the only way ONIC wins from the early to mid before them power spikes. Turtle spawning, tier, lower quarter of the map, 10 seconds. ONIC PH, how do they approach this? It seems like they're sending their roamers over there already. Check in. All right, Superfish is repositioning. Turtle's up.
Turtle number 2 spawning in the game. This time RRQ with the control over it. Diamond would go for the shove. Shoulder bash over Brusco. 2 members caught in the Inferno Pursuit now. Syzygen is on that. Back by Edoc. And look at the damage coming down from Toy now as Dyrant holds him away. Syzygen gets a double. Prince knocked up now. Chained down for Dyrant to get the kill under the
ONIC is going down. What the hell?
The half purple man pushing ONIC to the limit, and all the members of the Super Fam are caught out of position, even underneath tier 1 in mid. That was a bad spot for Prince to be, and all they could get out of that was Dyrant.
Well played. RRQ Hoshi. Again, it's the chain CC, Leo. We see a 1v1 up top, but Syzygen is doing a good job right now. Unstoppable force coming down. That's the ejector to lock him up. King Kong gets that shutdown, only traded for a turret. So they have ways still to equalize in the game. But back to the point, Turtle 2. Dyrant baited so many resources just by being there, shoving people away, that they completely forgot about Edoc's engage.
Yep, the man-to-man defense led to a 3-for-1 for Edoc's ult. That was amazing. RRQ, the numbers are adding up to benefit them. The check ain't looking good. ONIC PH are in the red, and they're down 1,200 gold. And no matter what they do with these diversions, it just doesn't seem to be enough. It doesn't seem to be worth it. So they're still looking for that off angle where RRQ aren't ready to answer. Kelra, though, different story. I think oh my God! Toy just one blast away. I was saying, of all the members of ONIC, Kelra's the only one who's actually living good. Shadow kill!
Over the range, forcing the Crimson Beacon. Dyrant, good timing on the shoulder bash, but you can see the kill pressure. This 1,000 gold lead isn't big enough to stop this kill threat from ONIC Philippines.
You're looking at King Kong, who's built a Hunter Strike, has a Legion Sword. Who knows what else the Beast is looking to cook up here. Securing his purple first, while Syzygen clears up down bottom too late to protect that tier 1. And it looks like still RRQ have the advantage in this turtle pit.
Syzygen had a way to just go in towards the turret, but he had to think about it. Everybody was missing on the map. He had to think, who's there, Edoc? Implosion on 3!
What happened?
What a set! Brusco falling as well! And now it's Syzygen
so
looking
aggressive
for the cleanup Rins with a flicker forward. Kirk brought up, slammed down to the ground for Edoc to tank.
The God Implosion echoing all throughout Jakarta City. You could watch that over and over again. It would be just as beautiful as the first time you saw it. RRQ Hoshi converting to a tier 1 in mid and a turtle. How do you come back from that?
Wow. What the hell was that? I mean, I did mention it's a signature pick diversion. From a signature to another, Super Prince shows how creative it can be on that diversion. Oh my lord.
It wasn't even from an angle you weren't expecting. ONIC knew what they were getting into. They just didn't expect Edoc to pull the trigger that quickly. And not on that many members.
What a play. The lift up as well, the signature flicker forward of Rins. Reactions from the casters. Yeehaw, man, they're full-on cowboys today.
That was a sheriff and his deputy. Now back into the action here. 8 minutes 45. The Kingdom up by almost 2,500 gold. ONIC PH still on recovery mode. Looking at the items, King Kong down by maybe 500 gold, and then a majority of the lead still on Dyrant. Mr. Half Purple Man himself.
Half purple, half Dyrant, half man, human. Yeah?
Kingdom.
Kingdom, half kingdom. Diversion.
All
right? Expecting someone to go for this. No. Ends up being a wasted diversion to the bottom lane, but they do get a clear down below.
RRQ has watched a good number of Prince matches to know exactly where he wants to send his team when he's on a low Yi. They're waiting for this Lord spawning in the upper quarter, 30 seconds till, and all ONIC has to show for it is that tier 1 push down bottom. They are struggling, and that's an understatement. ONIC can't even play the map. Usually when ONIC is down this bad, they would find ways to play the map, but even King Kong is afraid. King Kong has no natural defenses against what RRQ is bringing.
I gotta say, Leo, you know, we were talking about the drafts, and honestly, that was with me thinking there's gonna be purifies on the side of ONIC Philippines. I just noticed there's no purifies here at all. That's why the EDOC play was so massive.
I guess they were punished harder for trusting in their own mechanics. Again, who would flicker that close, right? And
Yeah.
without seeing the fight fully, would pull the trigger that quickly. So again, ONIC PH may have overestimated themselves, underestimated really the mechanics of this MDL-centric squad, the new gen kingdom.
Kirk's going for the chase, but will just be guided back by Rins. Look at Toy. Half HP on the Lord again. Darren walking up again over to Kirk. Able to find Brusco in the bush. Rins with the Crimson Beacon. Sony Super Prince away. Sunsujin gets rid of the Lord. Edog again finding another! My goodness gracious! And now they're all just falling under that damage. King Kong, he's going to be lifted up just in a bit. Rins looking for the angle. Won't be able to do so as Kelra is able to provide cover.
3 for 1, an amazing exchange. As soon as you saw the Lord fall, you should have backed off, but still RRQ HOSHI make ONIC PH taste the wrath of Edoc's Tigreal. Once more, a big ticket ult, causing the map to turn red. Lord marching down bottom, a big chubby wave up top. This is a RRQ HOSHI written all over it.
Edoc, you madman. 2 sets in a row. My goodness, now Rin's gonna be engaged on. Shadow Kill has the flicker out, but it's still gonna be a kill. Too many stacks on him.
All right, ONIC PH though, land on their feet, able to defend from that Lord relatively safely, losing nothing but that Holy Shield in mid. They still keep that Holy Shield down bottom and a tier 2 up top. ONIC PH are really doing their best here. This reminds me of that defense they had in game 1. Who's to say, Mirko? What are the odds that they defend the way they did in the previous game?
I think there's a chance. I mean, again, it's not as good, the clear, as a Moskov, but the Granger still does well when it comes to clearing it out, and especially considering Kelra hasn't died yet. He's still holding on to a pretty... Oh, yes. Wait, so the Skypiercer... Oh, it was the implosion earlier.
Yep.
All right, so I think he might have to think about selling the Skypiercer as we get into the later... Unless he wants to, again, bank on his ability to get kills, because I guess that's the only way to come back.
A late game power spike to put up the stacks, yeah, but what? You're waiting for 3 or 4 kills from out of nowhere? RRQ HOSHI's not gonna lay down and just hand it to you. Oh no, Kirk here forced to use the glorious pathway just to run away.
They knew, they had a read on ONIC Philippines. They knew there was a diversion sent to the other side for sure, and that's why they decided to pull the trigger on Kirk. Wasn't enough, but great read.
That's what they've been playing at the movie nights in the gaming house at RRQ. Just watch Super Prince diversion plays. The omniscience that Super Prince previously had is now a worldwide fact. So now the world champions have a target on their backs, and RRQ HOSHI are looking to make him bleed here to get 1 on the board here in this best of 7. They're up by 5,000 now. This can't just be on a singular player or 2. It's across the board.
Dyren. All right. So far away, but there's no Brusco to actually catch him. It'll only be risky if Brusco is within diversion. No one's going to take it, though. It's just to open up the map a bit. Oh! It is going to be King Kong who takes it, clear it up top, and go back to the quad shadow all the way back.
World's longest shadow. A push. I don't know if that minion is big enough to take that turret, but at least it is some map presence that ONIC PH are looking to get. It's enough. Now the conceal coming in from Brusco. What do they find?
Nothing. Slow push up top, too. Conceal. Burt Rins Crimson Beacon coming down. E-Dog looking for the set one more time. Able to go for the shove in the flicker, but not able to find the implosion now. That's going to be toyed with Wind of Nature and also the Blazing Duel. Brusco stops him there. Sutsujin gets the shutdown on King Kong, but Riz is caught in the bad spot and will be taken down by Super Frizz. Sutsujin over to Brusco. That's the diversion from Super Frizz to give Kelra a double.
2 for 4, and Sutsujin's the only one left. He's outnumbered by the Super Fam. He's looking for Kelra.
The Mercenary saves the kingdom with a kill on the God in the gold lane.
And the map equalizes. I don't think Frinz and Kirk want to take down Sutsujin nor risk anything else for the Lord. RRQ Hoshi, what a recovery. ONIC PH still showing that they got something left in the tank.
And he can burst it down for sure, all alone, no problem. You can see the difference it makes. Hold up, Sutsujin now around the diversion coming down. That's gonna be the stun over. Oh, almost a steal. What a crazy calculation from Kirk. The timing, he almost got it.
A second difference between Kirk trying and ONIC PH sending over Frinz, Brusco, and King Kong. That was that close, ladies and gentlemen. They did not close the gap just yet, though. 4,000 still between these two teams.
You can see the difference, though. The big, big difference when E-Dog does not get a set in these skirmishes. That's an angle of attack for ONIC Philippines. Down below, King Kong already used a shadow kill. Sutsujin not going to go for the chase. Lord still in the mid lane.
Lord pushing in. ONIC PH have to watch their backs. In comes Dyron.
Able to find Kelra. E-Dog looking for the implosion one more time. Only able to find Kirk now as he goes in for the shove. But Toy very low in the back buys the immortality. E-Dog able to stay alive. Dyron pops into a crown. And Sutsujin is unable to get anyone down. And Kelra has just taken another kill into that Sky Piercer.
ONIC PH lose quite a bit in that defense. Top and mid get annihilated, but they're still alive, still in this game. Kirk for Dyron and Rins. The E-Dog Gambit not paying off, not working as much anymore. Oh, they're going far off. What are they looking for here?
It's a read. It's a possible read to a move for RRQ. They have to try to get themselves outside of the base, right? They can't just be playing inside. But it's the wrong read, unfortunately, this time around, and they won't be able to find anything. But still, the fact that they have defended means that they have that late game now that we were talking about. Kelra, he gambled on that Sky Piercer stack. He's got it.
He got a few, and they're working with that. Scraps is enough to still build an empire, and it's gonna take a while. You're looking at a 17-minute game, 13-18, with very little on the map for ONIC still. Good news is they can get out of their base. Bad news is they have to permanently keep defending and managing those waves in mid and in top. And top is the long lane. So what does that mean? They have to use a diversion, possibly defensively. They have to use a diversion to send dudes over to clear the wave and then join the fight. How are they going to start defending against E-Dog then?
It's the best angle. It's the best side to have a base turret on. But this is the unpredictability of ONIC Philippines. Diversion. Where is it going? Toy in the back spot. Oh my god, that damage! Wind of Nature saving Toy. But look at the shot coming down in the back line as well. Toy caught in the back spot as he buys the Rose Gold Meteor. Brusco taken down. Rins jumping to the back over to Kelra. Look at King Kong coming back at it one more time as Siren will fall to Kelra one more time.
2 for 3. A beneficial trade for ONIC PH, and now Rins and Sutsujin considering how to approach the next minute. Lord spawning in 10.
The creativity of Super Frizz. You can be down a whole lot of turrets. It can look impossible to come back, but nothing is impossible when you have a Lo Yi like this.
Yellow rain from whichever angle Super Frizz wants to come in via the diversion. An artist on this hero. Oh, Sutsujin's really trying.
Try to go in. Oh, Kelra with the flicker forward. Kelra in 1v1 with the Rose Gold Meteor. Immortality dropped again. Kelra taken down, a mistake, but no, it was a bait. It was a distraction for the Lord to be taken by King Kong.
Kelra for the Lord at this point. It's evolved. And we're not even at TikTok timers yet, so that is a calculated risk Kelra took. The rest of the Super Fam agreed to this, but you're right, Miracle, but the waves!
They can't defend without Kelra. 20 seconds, the big gamble. Good Disengage from the side of King Kong. Ida only able to find one right now. Skirk will be melted down, but is still able to get out with the glorious pathway as again Super Prince comes in around with the reaction. Sutsujin jumps in with a crowd by Super Prince. Pop back again. Brusco taken low.
And inside the base, RRQ HOSHI wreaking havoc. Down goes Riz, but it's too late.
A gamble that paid off. But the long-term value of RRQ just getting the kill on Kelra got them the game.
1-1, the Kingdom are on the board. ONIC PH played a little too risky, get punished on the clapback.
One team plays it risky. I don't know. I felt like RRQ were playing it risky there for a second.
Ooh.
How many times do we see the big turnarounds? Huge sets from Edox, and then even Toy was like, nah, I want to do something cool too.
Dude, let me just say, whoever got tickets, it's just 2 games, but they already got their money's worth, man. Like, what are the first 2 games of this best of 5? And the thing is, RRQ is like, you know what? Take your Granger. Take your Louis. Take your Jawhead. We'll fight you head on, and oh my God.
This is the perfect example of being punished for the wrong mistake. Both teams will try to do something and get away with it, but whoever finds the crack and says, you know what, that was too much of you to ask, gets the L.
I mean, like, the guy that said, Idot Raja Initiasi, like, honestly, those Tigro plays, those Tigro sets, dude, call him the king of initiations. I don't care. He deserved it.
Call him L crowd control.
L crowd control. Dude,
there you go.
This guy is killing it right now. I gotta give them props. I mean, even the adaptations after 2 huge sets were looking really good as well. I think in general, RRQ, they do have a flowchart going through their minds right now, and I think whether or not this is going to be like the full series, I think it is set in stone. Momentum is going to be key. 17-22 total and kill score with 19 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. How could these teams edge it out even better?
Let's just put this out of the way. Number 1, respect the Jushin, and number 2, respect Purify, man. Maybe against Edok and Rinse, the Purify is looking pretty good, not gonna lie.
It is. Did they think they could outplay it, or?
I think so. Actually, I think in their minds they can out-tempo RRQ to the point where even if they do get caught, it wouldn't matter. But RRQ, they fought early, and it's like, nah, you're not getting this early kill pressure.
Yeah. And I can see again, this game is a battle of like marginal errors, marginal plays. So again, we could say that Kelra's play was a mistake, but we saw the angle of it. It was just to get the Lord, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to keep them in the game just because the waves were set up in a way. Firstly, the turrets, right? The Lord was going to be spawning in the bottom lane, and RRQ knew it. That's why they were like, all right, wait, the Lord's just going to go to the bottom lane. We just killed Kelra. He decided to sacrifice there, so now we punish again. It was punish over punish over punish, and it's about how you would think of forcing your opponents now to make errors.
Yep. I totally agree with that, because initially OP had that kind of tempo control with you don't know whether or not I'm going to find an angle and seep through your battle lines, or if I'm able to re-engage into these fights with the help of that TP. But then RRQ, I think that even so, that very last sequence itself was probably the best case scenario for them.
Let me just say, like, we've seen Sutsujin play for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And yet I feel like this is the best I've seen him, because number 1, as a jungler, all of those neutral objectives, he got it. As a Joy, you need those kills. He got it. The moment the entire team died, Kelra's alive, Super Friend's alive, and then they're like, wait, maybe they can get lured. Sutsujin's like, nah, let me kill them first.
This is the Sutsujin we were expecting at the M6 World Championship, looking at how he was performing in MPL Indonesia. But for Sutsujin, it isn't as instant as, say, these rookies. When it comes to handling pressure, he needs a bit more time. He needs to experience it firsthand, and with that M6 experience now, you can see that this player has evolved even, past his peak.
He's Aizen, man.
He really is. He really is. You saw it. You saw when they were panning over into the player booths. There was just nothing in his eyes. He's just like, I'm ready to game. I'm ready to kill. Just give me enough money. That's why he's the mercenary, a paid killer.
I don't know, man. Kyokasuigatsu, but in this game, so many plays by both teams. Because even you guys were saying, RRQ, like they were controlling the entire map, but then a good diversion, getting Toy, and then just fights after fights after fights. Both teams, the reason why this grand finals looks amazing, no matter how behind they are, neither team is giving up. They find a way to make a play, and my God, those are amazing plays.
Leo, I have to ask you, you've been casting what people would consider the best region in the world.
They're not wrong.
Their quality of their play beyond anything else. And finally, this time, we might actually see a PH versus ID where it's not lopsided and they might be looking at each other eye to eye.
And I think this is to the better of the world, showing us what the Brawl server could bring. Can you still even call it that? Because the macro is through the roof with the Kingdom. You're looking at how ONIC is, again, coming from the region that made macro a thing in MLBB, play a little more risky, you know, trade for things, fight wherein you shouldn't have fought, but maybe you could get away with it. That being said, I think both teams are learning from each other. Here, RRQ showed us that the core is not just Toy. You can keep killing Toy. But Sutsujin, again, as you mentioned, has evolved. He's grown up from his M6 form, and he's showing us that, hey, I know how to play my role, and I know how everyone else plays the role. In this very moment, I have to make the right decision to support that. And that's what happened in those Kelra trade moments. That's what happened when it was just him and Rins left, him and Dyron left. Like, if you were old Sutsujin, he would have gone and ulted the orange buff or something. But here he's like, I'm going to take care of the map. I'm going to make sure that this wave is pushed in. Like, that's what's keeping this match so close. That's why we're at 1-1.
No matter what happens in this match, I hope that both ONIC PH and as well as RRQ are scrim partners for life at that point. The most fun games we've ever watched, the highest quality as well. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, it's going to be more Mobile Legends action here. 1-1 is the scoreline in this best of 7. Only one team can get those 4 wins. Until then, we bid you farewell. When we come back, Mobile Masters.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
grand finals continues between RRQ HOSHI versus ONIC PH. An exciting matchup as both teams have scored a single point on each other. The question is, will the momentum continue for either one? They're looking for 2 wins in the road to try and get to that match point.
Let me just say, before we even get to the draft, screw my prediction. It's been like 3 to 4 months. I haven't seen this good of an MLBB. Might as well go all the way, man. Like if
it has
the first 2 games is like this, bro, all the way, man.
Please.
I don't care. I don't need a 4-1.
Make me forget.
I need a 4-3.
Make me forget the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Make me forget the group stages. This is pinnacle. This is peak MLBB right here.
This is what we're waiting for.
Oh, boy. I mean, everybody was excited for this matchup, but I think nobody would have expected how much it would fill you up in just 2 games in this best of 7. With that being said, the draft is already underway, and I'm curious to see what the adaptations are going to be, because I would only assume that these teams are going to switch sides again. ONIC PH on the red side, second pick RRQ HOSHI on blue side, first pick.
When ONIC won, this was the same draft pattern. It was the same sides.
I like that even though RQ won, they're like, okay, you know what? That Louis, though, it was
It was a problem.
Maybe don't let that go.
It was a problem.
I wonder if ONIC will let Rins have that Jushin again.
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. I feel like inevitably it forces them to make not only forced areas, but to maintain a very high level of execution, right? You miss an ability, you're ever so slow, you're dead.
Because again, like, I'm pretty sure they have ways to deal with it, but at this point, with how Rins has been playing, is it really worth it? Now, ONIC Philippines, they have banned out the Suyo as well as the Harif. The third ban here, looks like RRQ HOSHI are going to be the next ban. Banning out the Kalia. So Granger open, Suyo open, the Jushin open, RRQ HOSHI is going to have first pick here. So I feel like if Jushin is open, even if the Suyo is there, I feel like they're just going to go for the Jushin, no?
Yeah, I think they're still going to follow with somewhat of the ideology in game number 2 where they were looking to say, hey, we're going to pick up Granger. We don't mind what you take from that point onwards. The real question is Suyo, honestly, whether or not that is going to disrupt their plans or actually make the bargaining chips a little less valuable.
If you ban the Suyo here, that means Jushin makes it through.
Yeah.
So that means mid...
You can't forget about Joy as well.
Mid trio, mid prio is going to be so strong for both sides. I think that's the safest way to go. Let's just let it happen.
Time to drop the beat.
Oh,
that's the respect. MVP Sisijin, you're not getting that Joy.
So does this mean give the Suyo, pick Hilda?
Pick Hilda. Interesting. Interesting. Is that going to be enough, though? The time that we saw Kirk actually get his hands on the Hilda, his team got snowballed out of control, dropping a game against the Falcons. But now, first picks are going to be coming through. Let's see. RRQ on the blue side. What do they prioritize?
Suyo.
Granger,
yeah. Yeah, I think... okay, they go for the Granger here. So, ONIC Philippines will definitely go for the Suyo, right?
Suyo, Jushin, and then eventually maybe a Moskov.
Yeah, I think that works. Maybe even an Irithel. Again, Terra is 100% still with that Irithel.
Like, a lot of options. Just pick up the Jushin, don't let it go. Jushin, Suyo. Again, strong opponent for ONIC. We got to see how RRQ responds here. I wonder, like, the Phoveus is amazing. I kind of feel like it's worth it. Pick up the Phoveus and maybe pick up a jungler. If not, Sisijin is just going to get, you know, it's going to get complicated for his picks.
He definitely needs that side lane pressure. I mean, he's already got the Granger on one side, so that's already a plus if he is playing towards that side of the map. I do think that mid could be a potential way to attack. Oh, Hayabusa? Yeah, definitely I'm thinking about mid lane attacks now.
All right, so we're going back to RRQ HOSHI in the playoffs, early on in the playoffs with the Hayabusa over the Suyo, right? We've seen this a lot from RRQ. But the Hylos pick, I guess they pick it up early now so that they can bait out a possible CC pick first. If they do go CC, it might just be Hylos in Rome and then they'll pick up another XP like a Badang, right? But for ONIC Philippines, I think they need a gold laner. I think they need to secure a Kelra pick here because if not, Moskov, Irithel, say goodbye to both of those.
Is there any condition to actually play CC in these types? I mean, now that you don't have the Hylos and the Glorious pathway, you can technically, with the curtain call, kind of slow people down and actually use that synergy to technically lock 2 people at once.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough on the board for CC to be as justified. So I'd rather the Moskov, because again, if it makes it to the second phase, RRQ is going to take away the Irithel, force Kelra on some like a Claude or a Beatrix, and that'll be worse because again, you're gonna die to the high, you're gonna die to the high loss. Now RRQ, they can start choking out XP lane choices.
Yeah.
I think mid lane too. They need to start banning out Rins.
I feel like ONIC ban out mid, RRQ ban out EXP is going to be good. EXP or Roam. Either ways, I kind of feel like for ONIC, they really need a very strong front line. So I kind of feel like taking that out is going to be good. ONIC banning out the Sicilian, honestly, amazing. Granger Sicilian is so annoying to face up against.
Totally agree with you there. Totally agree. I'm wondering whether or not Jawhead is put into consideration for RRQ to kind of like speed up that clear to try and initiate on off-tempo plays against the mid lane, but that's just me.
I think they still ban it out first though, because again, ONIC Philippines this time, they are on the red side, right? So they have first pick on red side, can pick it up before RRQ can, and that would be a big problem for the high-lows later.
There it is. Also still left in the open, the CC, the Phoveus, the Lucas, of course, taken care of by ONIC. Gatot's still out in the wild.
I'm also thinking, like, do they consider like banning out the Cho as well, not giving it over to ONIC? Because I kind of feel like Cho, Suyo, and Jushin are pretty strong and, you know, able to deal ish with the Haya.
That's the face of the mid lane prior right there.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that.
Will RRQ just ban out, like, so now they ban out Jawhead, are they going to ban out CC and then maybe they are the ones to go for Gatot Gacha, right?
They could just double down on making, you know, make sure that nothing is going to get through, even take away flex picks if necessary. I wouldn't put it past Kirk to be able to play that role. Oh no, he still has Edith, worst comes to worst.
Yeah. Double Revitalize for RRQ could be the angle here. They already have a very strong gold lane to play front to back. Hayabusa will be kind of like the executioner. There you go, CC. So they're on the way for the double Revitalize.
All right.
Could still be a Hilda, by the way, for the side of RRQ.
Oh, of course.
One of the few ways you answer the Suyo.
I think it's still a little tough to say, right? Again, first picks in the second phase coming over for ONIC PH 4 now, and this is going to reveal a lot about the composition before RRQ looks to close things up in the draft for their side.
Red 4, we're waiting. ONIC still does not have a pick 4, Brusco or Kirk.
They deny it. Yeah.
Still pretty good against the Haya.
And the Granger, right? Like at one point, if the Hilda is having a very good game, the Granger has no choice but to shoot the Hilda and not actually dealing damage to who he wants to deal with. So now RRQ Hoshi, seeing this kind of lineup, I'm really wondering what mid the Rins wants now that the Jushin is not there.
And even Farsa, if ever Rins does get a Farsa here, like those are all heroes that are afraid of a Hilda.
Yeah. No matter what, it feels like ONIC PH, the one thing that they've learned in all 2 of those games so far is that if they can fight on a dime, RRQ will get caught up in the bloodlust ever so slightly.
T-Girl again, man.
Back-to-back Tig for Edok and a Valentina, too.
What is the Valentina stealing?
Actually, yeah, the Valentina is interesting.
It's more on a comfort pick for Rins, being able to, again, we got to remember that Rins, even though, yes, he has improved on the high ground heroes, he is still a player who finds more comfort playing these kind of heroes that can play make and be up in your face.
Yeah.
It will technically make it slightly difficult for Suyo as well as the Hilda to play in that melee range, I guess, but that's a very small benefit.
It is.
Final pick for ONIC PH, looking for the roamer. We were mentioning just strengthening the mid trio. We're probably picking out something like the Cho here. And yeah, there you go. There's the Cho. So it's like this in the world. It feels like a repeating conversation of us saying like, yeah, ONIC Philippines, good early game, good setup, a lot of good comfort here. But RRQ Hoshi seems like they're finding ways to fight back, especially now that Edok has that Tigreal. At this point, I can't call it. I don't know.
Maybe this time ONIC puts Purify on. Maybe they respect
they have to.
Edok this time.
I mean, even more, they should punish Edok now. They've got the heroes to do so. They've got the toolbox as well. We'll see the level of execution in this game because now the question is whether or not ONIC Philippines is going to make sure that RQ stays tip-top, nice and sharp. All right, with that being said, game number 3 will begin shortly. I'm going to hand on over the mic over to Mirko and as well as Leo. Good luck, boys, for game number 3.
She got a picture with King Kong.
She digs the beast. In the second half of the draft, it seems like ONIC PH have turned on a dime and answered RRQ Hoshi's forward advances. But a questionable Valentina, but Mirko will die on this hill saying this is a Rin's comfort. How true is that?
Very true. I think it's a Rin's comfort that might be able to get them a game win closer to that very valuable match point.
Welcome to game number 3. It's the Super Family versus the Kingdom. we're slowing it down. This is a best of 7, and we're just at game 3, a marathon, not a sprint. Looking at these early rotations. Oh, wow. This is the most aggressive we've seen ONIC PH.
Yeah.
Watch they're crossing the river.
They finally get the juice in and the cho. They finally get full mid prio. And they are going to be able to use it so much together with the Suyo. So that's something that they've been lacking. Edok engaged upon already. King Kong caught in the bad spot now. Suzuki goes back with a quad shadow. Gets quelled. Battle of HP bars. King Kong gets the lethal.
So ONIC PH proving via prowess and via kit that they really have a mid lane prio. Rusko's in trouble.
Has the flicker, will be able to escape there. Gold crab taken, resource burnt out. Wait, no, I thought Suzujin was going to try to go for that kill in the bush, but will end up just going for the jungle camp here. Has the retribution in case Kelra steals it, but oh, he saves it.
Forces Suzujin to take it out of range there, but the Little Wanderer was scored by ONIC. Looking at these player emblems, again, you see that both mid laners are taking a school out of the out of the school of a thought that you have to be sustainable as a mid laner. Both utility, Ido comes in.
Good block for by Brusco. Steps into the quad shadow. The shadow kill should still come through. Suzujin actually saves it again. Doesn't want to go for the damage.
Yep, and Dyren here out of that L brush, making sure fight is fair. Kicks ONIC out, forcing King Kong to say, hey, you get your orange or we go for the turtle. It's already started up, less than half health.
Super Friends needs to go into it. Soul Sever coming down, red tree won by King Kong. A fight in the turtle pit. King Kong gets the Quella. First blood.
Oh, and the Crimson Flare repositions Dyren. Dyren might not survive.
Wait, the dragon lock and rinse down two, and it's another kill. Dyren will fall. King Kong gets another. It's a triple kill for the beast.
He's eating good. Up about 2,000 gold now. ONIC Philippines are threatening everything from lane to lane. Even Toy's in trouble.
Big bonk, another King Kong. Starting the game with 4 kills.
Charge surge through the wall. Toy didn't see it coming. There was nothing his Purify could have done.
This beast on the Suyo. Man.
I'll tell you now, Mirko, about 80% of why I started playing Suyo is because of King Kong.
2,700 gold, and I think all of it might be on him. If not like 80% probably. Rins this game, even with the Purify earlier, it was already baited out just through the, again, sheer amount of CC ONIC Philippines can utilize to lock them down to layer.
Yep. The exact numbers is more than half, Mirko. About 1,500, 1,600 is on Suyo over the Hayabusa.
Yikes.
And that's not even a kill on Suzujin. It's not like Suzujin's slowing down. It's just King Kong is that fast on the farm. See? 3,000 over 16.
Wow. I mean, it's also because he was just zoned away from his own buffs earlier. Really well played by the rest of ONIC Philippines. And you can see the Hilda play into it one more time. Suzujin going to be able to walk up again. Going to look for the kill on Kirk, but he does have the sprint. Gets away from the Glorious Pathway. Super Friends looking for the Lantern Flare. Edok walking up too. But this time, they got Purifies. Wait, the Dragon. Edok caught in the bad spot now. Might be looking for the Implosion. Does get the Implosion on the 2 with a shove too. That's going to be the Shadow Kill coming down as well, but it's not enough damage to take them down just yet. Kirk very low.
Suzujin re-engages. Kirk running away. Pops his Revitalize. Oh, it's a sprint on this Hilda rather. And oh, the Crimson Beacon. Saving Friends.
Super Fritz survives! Brusco with 1 HP too! Toy looking for the shot and they get away! No kills over to the Kingdom.
That was Dyren's Revitalize doing its darndest to help the rest of RRQ survive. But again, the priority and the quickness of ONIC PH's kit that comes out when they needed to, denies them that. They maintain the 3,000 gold lead, and even if it's RRQ first to the turtle, there's nothing RRQ could say.
GTP, Leo, GTP.
Grab that purple.
He took it away from Suzujin. He's now going to be looking for the trade up top. Say goodbye to this turtle. It will not be contested. RRQ don't have the firepower.
That's another major objective going over to the Super Fam. And look at this, Rins and Dyren. It's not even Rins and Edok. They're cobbling together formations, and they're still getting hostage by ONIC.
Super tough now for RRQ Hoshi. This is a snowballing composition for ONIC Philippines. And you know, in the last 2 games, we haven't been able to see like a full mid trio win for ONIC Philippines, just due to the, again, picks. Selena game 1, Loyi game 2. Also, I think it was also just kind of late into getting the item power spike or getting towards first few neutral objectives. But now, finally, we get to see shades of normal ONIC Philippines with the trio mid win.
And this is the ONIC that I'm sure RRQ have studied over the months. This is the ONIC with the blueprint that won them the M6 World Championship, yet you're still seeing it in full force right now, working as if it was late 2024. ONIC PH now up 4,000 gold, pushing that top lane tier 1. Down bottom, Toy and Idok looking to make something work. They will have to concede that. This is a fight waiting to break out.
Turret for turret. Up top again, though, you can see Sutsujin struggling to enter his own jungle. Down below, Idok going to be caught. Lantern Flare, SOD taking Kelra down. Brusco taken very low. Rin's walking up as well. Crimson Beacon into the midst of it all. Brusco caught on the Glorious Pathway, still able to shut Poo out now. The Terrifies, the Purify gets baited out. Super Friends taken low, taken down. Sutsujin gets the shadow kill. But now RRQ need to disperse.
Kirk looking for his man. He's on the Mercenary.
Sutsujin still there. King Kong blade surge, Purify out, but gets soul severed. Rin's able to escape. Tyron still in the midst of it all. Kirk going to be taken low. He gets the damage, the bonk, but it's not enough to take him down. Spear of Misery, one more shot. Kelra unable to get that kill as Toy shoves in the mid wave.
Tyron and Sutsujin on borrowed time. Not this time. To the Lord of Death, say the members of RRQ. They get away scot-free, but it does not change the fact that the rest of the map is not on their side. ONIC PH are still up 4,000 gold, and they're looking like they want to make it back up in kind as they go for the turtle.
Most of the gold is on King Kong. You can see it here. RRQ HOSHI set their sights on King Kong now, I feel. That bounty is going to be one to die for.
Pop him like a piñata. RRQ HOSHI looking to collapse onto the turtle. ONIC PH still repositioning. Dire with the Glorious Pathway.
Bruce going back with the Wind Dragon. Sutsujin locked down, cancelled though. Now he goes back in with the Shadow Kill and the retry win. King Kong zoned away by Tyron. Turtle take and kill over Kelra though. However, will take a tier 2 up top.
SOD, no one home. That might have changed the face of this fight, but RRQ HOSHI are running through ONIC PH, taking that turtle, denying them anything else on the map. Luckily, ONIC were a step ahead. That push by Kelra up top tier 2. Finally, Sutsujin able to taste his purple. I'm wondering, was that worth it?
I think anything is worth it at this point for RRQ. They're the ones behind. So for ONIC Philippines, if they're the ones constantly trading for 1-for-1s, 1-for-2s, it's actually going to be beneficial to RRQ. King Kong, you got to put your eyes on Dyron here. He's been the main guy stopping King Kong from being a threat in these skirmishes.
RRQ live and die on the back of Dyron's high loss. Still has that Revitalize on lock. And Kirk taking this angle. Oh, Superman's coming in.
Toy in a bad spot there, able to kite away. SOD coming down, piercing through the health bars. That's Kirk taking low. Spear of Misery still there, but Kelra's gonna be gunned down. Super Prince low. That's another. Edok gets an implosion to lock him down. Kirk taken out.
And even if it's just one member of ONIC, again, every single bit counts towards the Kingdom's campaign to a winning position. And they don't even need to win, they just need to claw back into where it's competitive. And you can say that right now because Toy's about to get this turret for free.
I know how a snowballing Granger looks, and this is right now as close as it's going to be to actually calling a Granger snowballing in this series. He's doing a good job. 3 kills on the Sky Piercer, or is it 2? Either way, he's on the board much earlier than, say, even Kelra in Game 2, right? You have to wait a bit more, and you can see the build, Melphic Roar. He's on the way for a Sea Halberd here, so he has put so much respect onto the front to back that he's going to be playing.
Yep. Kirk is slowly going to have diminishing returns on the map. So far, he's died 3 times. Twice, didn't even really have much of an impact. Those deaths weren't even trades. They just really picked them off for free. So now, ONIC PH have to turn on a dime. They have to step on the clutch and say, hey, this snowballing thing ain't working. What's next? King Kong, you're getting zoned out too often. What's next? Kelra, is it still this top lane backdoor play, the split push? I don't think Dyer's gonna allow for that, pushing Kirk out of that bush.
Gonna go on to Super Prince. Watch out, it didn't land earlier, but Toy's doing a good job. It's zoning them in the back with the Death Sonata. Brusco forced back, mid lane tier 1, going to be threatened. Rins! Crimson Beacon diving onto King Kong. Turret in the mid lane, gonna be very low. Not taken down just yet though. Super Prince gets taken out very, very low as well. His Crimson Beacon used.
And they're sent home. Brusco and Super Prince, that mid lane duo from ONIC PH, a technical knockout for RRQ HOSHI. I'd reckon that's a big win for him, delaying this Lord take by the Super Fam. Mirko, we didn't mention this during the draft. We were just blinded by the speed that ONIC was going at. There's a clear problem that we have to address. They are outranged.
Outranged. And I feel like when it comes to CC2, it's very, like, it's conditional. There's CC, right? Very hard to get. Meanwhile, for RRQ, Tyrant has a point and click. Edok, same thing. A lot of CC tools and Rins too with the Terrify. Lantern Flare over to Tyrant. Poke coming down as well. Tyrant pops in Glorious Pathway. Now zones King Kong in the back. Pops in Revitalize, but will get shredded down. Not fast enough though. Good way to drag him over to Edok, who gets the implosion to zone them in the back. That's a Lord taken down. Sutsujin brought back, but he has the quad shadow. Toy gets a kill. Kites away from Kirk.
2 for 1 the trade. SOD thrown out by Kelra. It hits Sutsujin!
Spear of Misery locking him down. That's Kelra getting one. SOD Rins. What? Goes back in to his own demise.
And the Lord will slow down the Super Fam, but it won't stop him. They're looking at a penetration up top. Mid gets Holy Shield pop.
Base turret taken down. It's Toy versus the world. 2 base turrets. That's a fight in favor. ONIC. Whoa, Kelra! Dives in on 3, gets a shutdown on Toy, and now with the kick, Brusco feeds him another.
And they can't even punish RRQ HOSHI. They could have sworn they hit the jackpot when they stole the Lord. But what is this? Where did it all go wrong? The Filipino savage is having his way with them.
Edok gets an implosion. SOD to the back. Kelra is unstoppable. That's another Sutsujin falls. RRQ are barely holding on.
There's nothing out of the base for RRQ. They're trapped inside. They lose their last inhibitor.
The minions gonna be cleared out one more time. RRQ somehow, some way have delayed this long, but it is going to be really tough now. Glorious Pathway sent their way. Kelra on the base. That's a zone from Tyrant right now as he tries to soak in as much damage as possible. Rins gets kicked back.
And the base, that's all they're looking at. ONIC PX take down the base. 2 to 1. The Super Family race on through the grand finals, taking one over the Kingdom. 2 to 1.
The momentum builds for the Super Family as
Yo.
ONIC finds a leading point against the Kingdom for now, but you can see on their faces
you're
that was
here.
a hard-fought victory, and they really had to put everything on the line for it. The push and pull doesn't end here just yet.
I gotta say, man, giving Kelra the title of Mechanical God, almost an understatement at this point. What were those plays inside the base? I mean, like, I feel like Riz just misclicked with the dash, but anything after that goes in, gets a kill, gets caught, get out. Like, dude, Kelra on this Moscow, man, it's unfair.
When we thought the first 2 games already put on a clinic for anyone watching the grand finals, ONIC PH ups us one more, does us a better, and shows us you can snowball out of control. They snowballed, stopped for a bit, and then snowballed again.
Kelra, oh my lord. RRQ, they played such a good game to nullify that gold lead. And for the longest time, we were saying the gold lead's only on King Kong. The gold lead's only on King Kong. They get the Lord.
Zone him out, zone him
Kelra
out.
says, nah.
Dude, I mean, like, we'll be talking a lot about Kelra because he may be the MVP, but I gotta say, I feel like after game 3, Jushin is going to be the contested pick.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Rince is good at it, but also you kind of don't want to give it to Super Freeze. The pressure in mid just enables.
Can you hear my
I mean,
voice?
it doesn't help that he was on
I'm
Valentino.
here.
We saw how many times where both
I was
roamers
focusing
had
on
to
the
be
game,
different sides of the map,
then
and,
goddamn.
more than happy,
ONIC is
Super
very-
Prince was able to zone Rince
ONIC
off
is
and put him at a
very
disadvantage. He's
intense,
late to the
bro.
fight, and not to mention that Lantern Flares don't exactly work too well on a Valentina.
Yep, the Crimson Beacon only used to reposition. That's it, at best. So, again, I'm iffy. I'm known to be vocal about hating these blind Valentina picks. Here, it clearly did not pay off.
I don't know, man. Like, Percy for me, honestly, the Jushin today is more in your face than the Hylos.
Are
It's
you
how
on one of
annoying
these
she has been.
players?
Like, it's not about the damage, it's about the
I am
destruction.
rooting for
It
ONIC.
is. It really is. But the way that ONIC PH was able to play that
ONIC
out
PH
just goes to
is
show
the
lane
best.
priority is so important here.
Yes.
And more importantly, this Moskov, especially on these like off-screen plays that he is making, is forcing RRQ in these pretty tough scenarios, right? We saw, hey, if Keller is pushing on the opposite side of the map
God
and Reigns
damn,
is cutting
ONIC
the
very
low,
aggressive.
no matter how hard they force with direct
I like
on that
how
warrior's
they
pathway, good. You're 20%
complement
HP.
each other.
This is a win for us.
After
Where
losing on the Granger
if
with
one
that
attacks,
one big play that
others
sent them to lose the
respond.
game, again, a lot of players
That-
would be like, oh
that's
man,
what
I'm
makes
losing a little bit of confidence. Keller says,
team
no,
play
I
win.
didn't make a mistake. I
That's
never
what
make
makes
mistakes in this game. He played it even
battle
riskier.
or
After making
ranks
such a big
win.
play that
That's
ended
how
up with
you
a
win
loss,
ranks.
you think these
I
guys
mean,
would be like, all right, I'm gonna slow it down. No, he goes gear. He goes to the 6th gear. He goes all the way, steps on that pedal.
Yeah, I feel like this is the play that we're gonna watch here. Like SOD goes in, don't care, I'm gonna get kills. And here, C-Star is like, this is my time. I don't care if you have bodyguards. I'm coming in.
If anything, he goes faster.
Yeah.
After that Lord fight, like, I need more. I need more.
Dude, do you see the difference of a Purify and then the
Yeah,
Win in Nature?
yeah.
Kelra decided to take that play because he knew, all right, what are you gonna do? You're gonna CC me? I'm Purify. You're gonna deal damage to me? I got one.
These games are not going to be easy, but I think, you know, more problems are arising in the draft here. Not that there are more threats to actually think about. I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious to see what KSQ still has. Like, when does the contingency plans stop? Because right now, the lead's back in Onyx's favor.
At this point, I almost want to see outside of game. How is Toy
bye bro, I
handling
have
this pressure?
school.
Because
Okay,
again,
bro.
at this point, I don't feel like
Keep
he's
safe,
fighting against the
bro.
best gold laner in the world. I think he's facing up against the best player in the world, period.
Best goal laner of all time.
Oh, no. Best, I think LFL saying,
player,
best
that's it.
MLBB, pure
That's
MLBB
it.
player in the world.
Not
in
about
history.
Exactly, like, this is a big ass coming from Toy.
Yep.
Like,
I bet Toy's like playing, right? He's looking for Saver in the crowd. What is this?
oh my god.
Oh, dude, this is a fun series to watch. It's neck and neck, 2-1 with the current score in favor of ONIC. We're gonna go on a short break, and when we come back, it's gonna be more Mobile Legends action here at the SPS Mobile Masters. We'll catch you back then.
What are the games, man? Oh my god.
I love MLBB,
It's
man.
crazy, man.
Bro.
Hello
Damn.
guys, Moman here live at the venue in Jakarta, and we're in a bit of danger because we're wearing RRQ stuff and we're right behind ONIC PH. But here with me is Arashi. And Arashi, I just want to ask you, what do you think happened here for RRQ?
I mean, Kelra happened, dude. ONIC PH, it's no secret. They're just monsters in their own right. It's a tough match for sure. But I feel like RRQ can get it done.
Oh, okay. You think RRQ can get it done? So what's your prediction for the series?
For the series, honestly, I really do feel like this might just go 4-3, man. It might go all the way, which will be ideal as well. We want to see more and more high-level Mobile Legends action.
All right, so here we have
I think
it.
it's going
gonna
to be a
4-3 directly from Arashi in favor of RRQ. So I'll see you
4-1.
guys back at the panelist section.
ONIC is
Hello,
too
guys,
strong.
Moman here.
Okay, guys, it's a break time. Go and grab your snacks and go pee. I'll be back in a sec.
Advantage to the Super Fam in the grand finals of the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. The sun is still up here over in Jakarta, and the action heats up as these teams giving no way to come back. But RRQ has proven it once before. Even on a weaker draft, they can make it happen. The Kingdom, we're looking for their response here. This is a debate in this best of 7 first of 4. We've already seen the counter argument coming in from ONIC, but RRQ, we need them to equalize it here, 2-2.
I feel like after watching three games here in this match, it's not about doing one thing. It's about doing a few things consistently. Because, like, again, against ONIC Philippines or against RRQ, number one, you got to make sure your mid trio stays alive.
Check.
Win, lose, doesn't matter. Stay alive.
Check.
And it's like, okay, check. And then gold lean, especially for Toy. How do you make sure that you're able to, I would say, make Kelra stay in his lane? Because most of the time, if you let Kelra stay alone in the lane, he will play the map like crazy. And then by the time he has items, he's just going to play the team
The
fight.
only right answer is by avoiding the SODs, right? Because technically he wants to be alone in the lane when the Moscow.
Yeah.
But then he's like, I'm going to throw this. You can try to dodge it.
Peace out.
Peace out. Esa. Look, as we've seen it before, it's possible to actually dodge it. Like RRQ's Sutsujin has shown, when he's on that Joy, there's a lot of quick feats here. You try and make sure that with his fleet footwork, he's able to, duck under and dip out of these fights. I think that maybe we might have to see it again. Although Coach Why Not, he's starting to catch on a couple of patterns, banning out that Joy in that previous game, forcing him onto the Hayabusa, because at least then it's more predictable. You want that purple buff, you're going to show up at that purple buff. That is now a POI that we can fight for.
Do they need to take the Suyo? I feel like, again, both games we've seen ONIC Philippines take the game. It's Suyo and Moskov. We see two patterns here, two of the same picks from game 1 and game 3.
I think, it's just weird to say, RRQ is more armed to not play Suyo. I think Kezcute has trained Sutsujin and the rest of the boys to be like, hey, more likely or not, we're not gonna get Suyo.
Yeah.
So let's play for that.
It's just so difficult in the draft because, again, there's too many problems.
Yeah.
Right? The mid, the jungle, the gold lane. I feel like these three are such a problem that no matter what, you just got to pick your poison. But at this point, fighting against these teams, I kind of feel like you can only really deal with one. The other two is going to get lit through.
You know why that theory stands for me?
Why?
It's because ONIC, 3 games straight, have banned Lucas.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, we gotta give Sutsujin a peg here.
They look at the numbers and they're like, okay, you know what? Something's up. We can't let the grand finals lose just because we disrespect this Lucas, man.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair argument to make, and I think now as we are going to head on into the draft, the battle continues here in the grand finals. Let's see whether the switch of placements is going to be enough. ONIC PH now, first pick blue side up against RRQ, Hoshi, red side, second pick, and the same exact draft pattern is coming out again.
So wait, has it been 100% win rate on red?
So far?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, pretty good.
So let's see if it'll break here.
Oh, look at this. Moskov now banned out. No need to dodge the SODs if there's no SODs.
Does this open up Lo Yi as well? I mean, usually when RRQ was on red side, they banned out the Suyo as their final ban as well in the first phase.
Yeah, it'll open up Lo Yi, one of these, Suyo, more of two of these. Granger, Lo Yi, Suyo. Like only one of those can go.
And Joy.
Yeah,
and Joy too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To be like, for argument's sake, the game that RQ did win is they let go of the Louis. But again, it's kind of like, how many times can you really do that over and over again? But either way, it's ONIC Philippines, they themselves ban out this Jushin. So it does show that they do respect. And first pick, this is going to be very strong. I feel like either Suyo or Granger, either way, it's going to be a good pick for ONIC.
Here's the gamba that they are doing right now. Before this is like whether you want, the Granger and Lo Yi. This time, we ban out the Lo Yi. Do you want that Granger? Do you want the Kalia?
Oh, wait, Joy as well.
The Joy even? I feel like, in terms of priority.
Not saying they're going to pick up the Joy, but meaning they're going to give over RQ to Joy. Because more than likely, he's going to second pick that alongside with whatever. So, Kalia!
We forgot
about Kalia.
Oh no! All right, so for the first time in the series, Kalia comes through. Does that mean RRQ go
Joy Granger?
Joy Suyo? Oh no, Suyo Granger.
Either or.
Yeah.
I feel like Granger plus
one or the other.
Or if you want to be even more local, don't pick up your jungler.
Yes.
Yeah. So
give
just
him the choice.
Yeah. So Granger, Fovius maybe.
Wow, yeah. Granger or Phobius? I think they still
As in, like,
need to
take both, I feel like.
Yeah, but I feel like, again, I agree with what Leo said. They're just not armed to go for Suyo. I think they're just gonna go for the Joy right here. Because
They're not too focused on Suyo.
Because if you don't pick up the Suyo, all right, they end up going for the Joy. But if they, let's say they didn't go, oh yeah, you're right. So it's Phobius Joy. But if, let's say, they didn't go for the Suyo anyways, they didn't go for a jungle, ONIC Philippines would be the ones to take out the Joy because they're like, go on Suyo. We want to see how you are on Suyo.
Yep. This will fall back to the traditional
Suyo
draft.
Granger, right?
Yeah,
Has
Suyo
to be
Granger.
now.
Even Coach Wynot is confused. Like, wait, why would they give this much? All right.
Okay, but assuming ONIC goes Suyo
Yo,
Granger,
Mako.
they want with the Claude.
Mako.
So the question is
So-
here, will they gamble that they will be able to get a Claude or Irithel after this and not pick up a goal laner now and pick up something Prio in the mid? Because so far, even ONIC Philippines, they haven't picked up a mid laner just yet.
What is Prio in the mid right now with the Loye and Juicen ban? I think you have to go Irithel.
That's the thing. The Claude win earlier wasn't mainly
I'm
because
good,
it
bro.
was
How
Claude.
about you, bro?
It was because Edoc decided to become a god that game. So now you can solve that by, you know, maybe limiting Edoc's choices and picking up Purify.
I think no matter what, Purifies are going
What
to
do
be
you
like top
think?
priority if you're in RRQ Hoshi's
Is ONIC
position.
going to win?
Unfortunately for Sutsuji,
I think
no
ONIC's
choice. You
going
just
to
gotta
win.
deal with it. But at the same time, I am a
ONIC's
little worried
very
with some of the winning methods
aggressive
we've
and very
seen,
good.
from other teams who have picked up the Kalia, and usually it's that double engage when they have a Trill on top of the Kalia, then suddenly it becomes too much to handle.
I feel like RRQ has to impact.
Who just got done with some grinding.
Jawhead Suyo is a little bit much, and honestly,
Are you
like,
grinding
as
solo?
As a Joy, you're always like paranoid whenever you see the Jawhead. Like, do I want to go in? Do I want to risk it? Has he used his ejector? I don't know.
And it's going to be even more lethal here because the Kalea could be a flex to the XP, right? So, yeah, something that RRQ will definitely have to think about here. Because the Jawhead would do great against the Phobius too. That's another good pick against the Phobius.
Looks like they have the countermeasures in place. How many Cuban Missile Crisis can RRQ deal with already since the first game till now? And the second phase, they ban out that glue straight away. Still no thought in mind. Or maybe they just don't mind the Kalia going into EXP if necessary.
Can you hear? Oh, yo.
Yep, ONIC get rid of the
You're
glue.
going solo.
That's popular.
You know how hard solo is, right?
Or honestly, like ban another Edoc hero. Actually, now that I think about it, all the games we haven't seen the Badam, by the way.
We saw Badang game one.
Are you rooting for? Are you rooting for BTK?
This could be the Badang or the Franco ban if you're just looking at Edoc.
I mean,
Because after this,
the Joe.
your delay is long. It's really long.
Well.
Yeah, I haven't adjusted the
regardless, ONIC PH is
delay.
more comfortable in dealing with this because they already have great.
I already started the stream. That was very bad. I should have adjusted the delay.
So they don't want a dead lane.
Also, it's kind of like them saying
It's 10-second delay.
Kalia in EXP, but you know, who knows?
I mean, he could just pick up CC.
Anyway, I'm just watching whatever.
But they have to find a way to answer the Eve too.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
They see it clear as day. Hey, Fritz is gonna play something.
For me.
Barca.
Yeah.
Valentina? Question mark? Yes, Selena one more time?
Oh, the Selena will be...
Are you rooting for BTK? I'm also rooting for BTK if they manage to win the NACT.
For
Joe, Gatot.
I think the Gatha's got to be the
I've heard
safest choice right now.
MLBB is banned there. Is it really banned?
To really lock people down. You need an initiator still, because the Phobies can't be the one to initiate now. If you had Hylos, then sure. Yeah, probably gonna steal away the Jawhead. That's because yeah, they have to.
But they have no peel. They are all in.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to become a champion, man, sometimes you got to go all in.
And if they are going to, I'm thinking Irithel, Irithel, then this works, right? You technically don't need to kite back. You just go in together.
Seems like we've got a good
BTK
idea
is
what RRQ
okay.
Hoshi's trying to do. Let's see if ONIC BH has a means to stop it. If not, it feels like they themselves could try and muscle up.
I'm still amazed that they were able to win the finals without coach.
Something that you have to be careful of.
That is a huge deal for me.
The Joy completely destroyed the Farsa.
20 more seconds.
They won the finals just by
They have to
themselves.
reveal everything
That's
going to
impressive.
RRQ before that last pick comes in place, and we're expecting it to be the Iritha. I don't think that's going to
But
change
it's kind
too
of
much here.
sad that I'm seeing them play HOK right now.
Needed to amp up the team fight.
They're gonna punish the all-in from RRQ.
Classic Kirk should be the Iritha last pick.
Oh right.
Unless they want to go
Is it called MLBVUS?
Anything other than that, maybe a Bruno, but anything other than that is
I like
gonna be
Zane. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a very disciplined player.
No way.
Nah, I don't.
There's no way this is a 1-1.
I don't know if how 1-1. Maybe against the Kalia, but I don't know about the 1-1.
What?
Oh, 100%.
Yo, Diganta.
Prior played.
Have you finished your school?
And that's why it's a win. But that's a little loco.
It is a little
That's
loco.
very loco, SA.
Maybe it's
Is my audio okay?
I can see it.
Last time it was very loud.
You know she's gonna inspire.
There's gonna be so much to deal with here. I feel like Toy's looking at Kesku is like, give me the Kevlar.
It's not
Give me the
bad
Kevlar
here.
right now. I can make this happen.
Got sold to a US company. Oh.
I see nothing. Let's throw it over to them.
All right, with that
I am
being
legend
said,
rank now.
Leo,
Wow.
this is your time. Game
Congrats,
number 4
bro.
underway.
You're now almost mythic. We're both legends now.
We'll take our Indonesian brothers.
But I was in school. It was tuition. Sorry, I wasn't school. It was tuition. Okay.
RRQ.
Looking at the draft.
How'd you like that 1-1?
Oh shoot! It's still 50-50 for me.
Man, I mean, again,
Both the other side has.
Really like on RRQ's draft.
The other team, RRQ has like more CC
in this grand finals
compared to ONIC.
From securing match point and the
Your audio is good. Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
I'm
is
in
a
Legend too.
ONIC Philippines, RRQ HOSHI. They got a
I'm
long
just
way to
tired
go
of losing
here
in
to
solo.
that match point, but
That's
it will
what
be a
really
step
is.
closer if they can equalize.
I could play with
Philippines, but it's
a team, but that's not really my mantra. I'm going for solo game.
Not used just yet. Good night, Rins. First
I embrace
they're not done.
the risks of having bad teammates.
Finds it. Served up. Oh, no, that's not Kirk. That's Brusco. I was so fixated on the possibility of a clean
Mythic
Kirk,
is
but
a 10
instead
kilometer
Brusco
far,
almost
and the dogs in my fat are African system. Prime couple kids.
Pathing too for King Kong. Instantly everything in the bottom side jungle.
I feel you, bro.
Together,
I feel you.
Brusco already CC Sutsujin, forcing
I really hate
electrifying beats. The arrow lands, but
kids playing.
Just a bit of poke.
Mechanically and literally, that is the longest
This
amount of
is
stun you can get.
clearly a win for ONIC.
Oh, the onward compromises Dyrant, forces an early flicker.
And the arrow again, the combo
Brusco, the new hero is very OP.
Like
I think they will win this.
Open up the MLBB dictionary. You'll see
I got
a picture of
legend
this
with
lineup
Nana.
when they say change
What?
CC.
Yeah, Nana is very annoying.
Passive there, getting Edok electrified quite a bit. Cancel his
Nana is very OP and annoying because you can't kill him. Can't kill her as long as her passive is active.
Off the back of the beast, just taking care of business, cleaning up house. Look, even this small rock golem will go to King Kong.
You must be pretty lucky then.
Brusco, Tsunami Slam into the Abyssal Arrow. Edok just obliterated there. Rins gets the Purify out, now it's going to electrify beats by Sutsujin. RWM lock him down. King Kong still there with a peel.
You must be pretty lucky with your teammates. Are you going solo? Are you going solo, Cole?
Gets even more value.
I just solo with Granger to Legend. Yeah, also Granger.
Boy behind here on EXP.
Granger is very
Definitely at least
overpowered. I had to carry the teams with her. What?
Even 3 minutes in.
You mean?
Another Abyssal Arrow landing again.
Oh shoot, I feel you, bro.
Might as well just drop your phone when you get hit from that far away. That's what? 2.5 seconds that you have to sit there. Oh, Fritz back to back.
He's gonna be doing it again. Edok's like, come in, go over, ejector.
I'll try using Nana. Right now I was using Hanzo,
Down onto the Jin.
And unfortunately, I was a match with Demon Kite. I think it was an alternate account of Demon Kite. I solo 99%. So you're like me then. You embrace the risks of bad teammates. We are the real alpha. It means we are the real alpha.
It's still
all those other creators.
Yeah.
They're just faking it with
really like
team plays.
A win.
You still say sorry.
You still do.
Lucky I was so lucky that I almost threw my phone. What the?
I think too, but the rest of it has just been landing.
His dodgeball and minesweeper for him. Tsunami slam!
This time unable to get that King CC down. That's going to be the Earth Shatter coming down. Diver's still able to go in. That's the Assault first. Over the Brusco with the Infernal Pursuit.
Edok flickering out of range. Tyrant as well, backing off.
Let's find Beats over to Kirk. That's him still.
I'm kind of tired of seeing the same heroes being picked, especially Suyu. Ever since Suyu showed up, everything changed, and Ranger.
This is a good trade for ONIC PH. A turret for a
There's never been any match without any Ranger on my experience. And Suyu.
And again, you can see why Super Prince has gone for the season Hunter.
That's why I'm so sad that Munson had to prioritize these heroes instead of updating other heroes that were left behind.
Kirk taking care of business.
I wish that they
That's his responsibility. Elsewhere, though,
gave more updates. I wish the updates was more like on all the heroes. I might be asking much.
Taken down by Kelra. Edok there.
Yeah, the narrator be speeding on the mic. Yes.
Who's forced back, but you can see the damage from Kelra.
I wish I could learn that skill.
Are steadily still keeping that lead.
You're very confident spitting on the mic.
Behind enemy lines. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's hoping for. He is going for scraps. Look at this. The little bits of green that King Kong are leaving. These arrows.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
RRQ can't cross. Kelra.
Oh shoot.
Oh, an arrow to save Kelra.
Oh.
Super Prince. How do you keep on doing this?
Oh shoot. Good work.
Mirko. He's hovered around this area to see a heat map for Super Princess Selena. That would be a beauty, but truth be told, it's pretty simple. He's been standing around this area for so long.
Peeling with a Selena. That's how good he is. He can land his arrows at will and he can start peeling with his arrow.
He hasn't even used his flicker in a while. He just came off a cooldown now. Best believe he's just building up on utility. Look,
clearly, ONIC is winning here.
Here in these vital points.
RRQ doesn't stand a chance really. But they're still playing good. They're still responding to the clashes.
Every time he walks up, he just gets chain CC'd by the Earth Shatter, Tsunami Slam that brings him so far back that no one from RRQ can really help him. Even with the flicker, it's been tough.
Another arrow thrown out by Super Prince here. RRQ Hoshi converging onto the turtle. Oh, Tsunami Slam!
Engaging on towards Ida. RWM coming down as well. Bruce going to be taken out now as that's going to be Tyrant locked down. Infernal Pursuit to delay the inevitable. Crossbow attack unable to get even a kill on Kirk. Meanwhile, Jin under the turret.
Oh, turtle.
Kelvin taking low blade surge. One last shot. Soul Sever not landing. King Kong wants to go for the
Is there going to be a clash? Let us see.
King Kong on a killing spree.
Massive changes on that emblem, allowing King Kong to catch
Also,
up.
one thing I observed for pro players is that they don't really go for the turtle immediately.
And he takes away the lethal from RRQ Hoshi.
They get the buffs first
turtle.
and
they got the turret, but it's
try to steal a turtle if possible.
Is only built up for ONIC Philippines.
If not, go to push other lanes.
Spawning in about a minute and change, lower quarter.
Bam!
So much ONIC is putting on the map without them even being in RRQ's range. For the first time in a while, RRQ is actually looking to pick a fight here, but no, they hear that, they see that, and they conceal themselves too.
Look at these arrows, man. Now it's starting to really hurt. You can see the items, only the enchanted talisman, so he's just been spamming it out. Wait for him to get the glowing wand.
What's he on to? Is that a Trunch? He's about to build?
I think Big Sun is a meta as I heal huge damage with her to the in round.
Leo,
yes, Big Sun is also a must pick in the meta.
Skill shots, these are target abilities for Prince.
I see her often being picked by pro players because she has also a CC ability and a huge damage.
No.
He's been sitting here. And RRQ HOSHI has nothing to do, nothing to show for it. Lord spawning in just 10 more seconds, and the map has turned blue with very little effort from ONIC.
It's a battle of shoves earlier. It was really just about shoving. And for ONIC Philippines, remember, the more they shove in like that, especially giving all the gold, all the last hits to Kelra, the more bullets he'll have in the next skirmish.
Kelra sitting at 501, already has his Sky Piercer. Best believe he sees anyone soft as Sutsujin, Rins, or Toy.
Look at the strategy of ONIC. The 4 team members are gathered while their junglers is doing a solo push. That's what makes ONIC very unique.
Unable to find anyone. RWM used up already. That's an ejector over towards Kirk. Change CC. Oh my lord, Kirk stays alive. Toy to be caught. Tsunami slam. Kelra gets the shot.
Dyron deep in, serves Kelra up the double, and Superfist looking for targets in the back as King Kong secures the Lord.
Domination from ONIC Philippines. Kelra again gets a triple as he dives between the turrets.
Nice.
I can swear to God, Kelra was born to play MLBB, and he's blessing all of us.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
Nice. Lifetime. ONIC PH are up now by about 7,000 gold and are marching.
What a play! you see, Edith was able to survive that. God damn!
Q now. It's not the standard.
Edith was able to survive the flank. God damn, that's tough.
Pre-game, we talked about how, hey, if they were ahead and they were pushing forward, this would be good. If they were winning, if they were actually putting out firepower, it would be workable. They can win, but not like this.
Kirk.
It's over. It's over.
For the siege there. Abyssal arrow lands.
It's over, guys.
And just like that, they've neutralized another arrow. Super Prince is doing everything for the team. Another arrow goes in, lands on Sutsujin.
Mirko, it looks like Super Prince is in that movie you wanted. He's curving these arrows. How is he hitting them from that far?
ONIC Philippines will continue the siege. No lord, no problem. Edok looking for the conceal. Another arrow lands, and it stops them in his tracks. Super Prince, the only way to stop him is to kill him.
Not even a shutdown, but Sutsujin happy with what we walked away with. Kirk gets Toy onto him.
Uh-oh, Brusco walked in. Will be caught in the bad spot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot. Brusco taken down. 2 kills back to RRQ after the crazy oppression that we saw inside of their base.
Finally, the kingdom can cross the river. Finally, the kingdom can breathe fresh air and get resources that they've oh so longed for. They're closing the gap, yes, but it's but a speck in the interstellar gap between them and ONIC PH right now. You're looking at a 5,000, 6,000 gold lead still ONIC has. And look, when the fight actually starts, when ONIC says it's go time, RRQ better be ready. Kirk looking for a target. Kelra pushing up forward. This could start with Prince, they could start with Brusco. There's an arrow!
Oh shoot!
They're gonna try to go for the initiation into the back. Brusco. Earthshatter flicker from Kirk. That's an RWM coming down as well.
It's a crash.
Down by the Sky Piercer.
Oh no!
That's a crossbow attack over to Brusco now. But look at him, he's too tanky.
Wan. He's going to be clutch. Oh no!
And back line still standing. Sutsujin looking to shred through King Kong and Kelra.
Nice.
Kelra blasts Prince.
4 down.
4-4-2. In game 4, ladies ladies and gentlemen. ONIC Philippines are looking for the base turret. Sutsujin still alive, the mercenary, keeping the base turret from being taken. But the goal,
well, must when your team is losing, is to get a trio and let 2 people stay in base while me and 2 players stay in bush and clear minions secretly so enemies can't push. That's a good strategy.
Too accurate. Another shot to reveal Dyron and Edon.
It's a very good strategy.
To steal the Lord, but it will not happen. ONIC Philippines, 18-7, 13 minutes in. 7,000 to 8,000 gold lead now building up for them.
Looking at where a majority of the gold is, you can see it's all on Kelra. 4,000 between him and Toy. And here's what's sad, here's what's scary. It's not like Toy's having a bad game.
It's over.
He's actually taken to the skies more than I thought he would. He's been proccing
Lord's marching in.
Tang more often and popping your Inspire more than he should, but not against ONIC like this.
Oh shoot, nice.
RWM, but it is not enough to throw them back. Edok is down, another Abyssal Arrow zones him in the back as King Kong goes for the Soul Sever to clear. Kirk,
it's easy for me as I have 2 brothers who play ML.
RRQ Hoshi, look at the
so you have a team.
Able to, but at what cost? 2 base turrets.
That's good for you.
Up top, the final bastion for RRQ's base. The only thing they're holding on to before it's game over, before it's just the base standing.
For me,
already popped the Primal Wrath.
I don't have any team. All of them are BC right now.
Flickers on Brusco, flickers on Kirk.
Sutsujin taken out by the Soul Sever. King Kong goes for the Queller now as Darren walks up, goes for the infinite pursuit, but will be disintegrated before he can do anything. King Kong gets the assassination. A triple for King Kong.
The Super Fam are at match point.
Oh shoot, I told you guys. I told
What a
you.
game this is. 3-1, the momentum is built for the Super Family, and the Sonics in the arena can feel the energy. You can see no smiles on their faces, but those daps are full.
I told you guys.
You can tell that they are so close.
This is 4-1.
Looking at the faces
Easy
of
4-1,
all
guys.
10 players, hyper focus, winning or losing, the facial expression is the same. But I gotta say, man, in that kind of game, Super Friends on that Selena, it messes you up, man.
When even the Kingdom is smiling after a loss, you know that was a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah,
it's real.
I mean, this is one of those games that even though you lose, you would gain more fans, which is weird to say considering how much fans RRQ already has.
I mean, I have to admit, considering that Super Friends literally harassed Rins, did him so dirty, even though it looked like a good engage.
You know what's worse? It's not just Rins. Rins and Edo at the same time.
One after the other. I mean, OP has crafted an incredibly good poke composition with ways to even pick the fights off to turn into a 4v5 very fast, whether it's putting your HP low or Tsunami Slam combo.
I don't know. The only way I can really describe how Super Friends played the Selena, it was very haram. That was very oppressive. Like if
oh man.
Personally for me, I would say, dude, you're my player. I love that, but that was not okay. That was too dirty.
He needs to get a talking to after.
Exactly.
Where'd you learn how to do that? Not in the boot camp. Not under my watch.
We gotta get King Kong off of Suyo though at any cost. At this point, they have to. This is too much. The man's too good at video games.
The problem is,
I think Dubai Lucas is a meta.
You feel like you want
I see is a meta. Yes,
go.
go.
In this game,
Go by Lucas. Lucas is very good.
And
Yes.
Kirk
Control immunity.
It was everyone. Like it's
It's
been
like
4
Lucas,
games, and I'm pretty
Suyo,
sure
and
Keskin is like, yes, I know.
the new
we
hero
can't
is
let
very
them have those
powerful right
heroes,
now.
But what are the alternatives?
There's only so many bans.
Exactly.
Oh man.
It's too true. There's
5 is too little.
5 is way too little against this team right now. And we're starting to see the holes in RRQ's play where it's so, yes, we don't mind you having the Suyo, but it's clear that even in the mid lane, we're getting problems because we don't have access to the Selena. We don't have access to so much when you're targeting the right people. It's just the way the meta is right now. And I think that at the very least for ONIC PH, they're going to continue to take advantage of this team.
Let me just say, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if they can make a Valier work.
A Valier?
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
Yeah, Super Prince violated the chicks to
I'll take the Veil
Africa.
over the Valier any day, honestly.
It's
But
close, right? Veil Valier?
yeah, it's kind of close. Both with the V. inevitably,
both are mages.
ONIC PH, with this composition, just poking their opponents out, they didn't really have to interact with RRQ.
Oh my god, 1,025 gold per minute. Best player in the world. How do you deal with this?
Dude, it almost seems like, game 1, it was like, I'm warming up, guys. Calm down. Game 2, and then game 3, we saw that play, and now he's like, I'm warmed up.
It's crazy that his inspiring and discouraging at the same time.
And scary.
Like, he makes you want to be him, but at the same time,
you can't.
You don't want to face up against him, man.
There's a reason why he's a triple crown champion. No one in the history of this esport has done that.
Finals MVP in
ONIC is very well calculated. They're very good team players. God.
As well. Either way, no matter how we look at it, there are just too many problems that ONIC PH pose.
No one can defeat them, really.
Everything seems to be like going so well. Look at this adaptation right here. Sutsujin couldn't figure out who his priority target was. Was it Kelra? Was it King Kong?
God damn.
And both were bad choices.
Exactly.
Let me just say, if ONIC Philippines was a math problem, everyone would fail.
This is AdMats at its finest. It is
if ONIC was a math
for you to fail at.
Problem, no one would pass.
Brusco, finally we see a smile across his face.
Exactly.
It was done so well.
And here I thought it was personal for Brusco. Yeah. This being his former team. No,
it was King Kong.
It was King Kong. Was that Kelra? I was like, yeah. I love you.
When the brothers are, taking that anger for you, and he's just like, I don't have to say anything now.
My team is gonna do it for me.
Thanks for the paycheck. Walks away, bro. 3-1 the current scoreline. Match point with high momentum. It's hard not to feel good after a game like that.
What's the Kingdom to do now? Even the guy who was so Kingdom, he was like,
oh man, I mean, like, I'm Kingdom, but damn, y'all, that's crazy.
Damn, y'all.
Get old, I don't know.
Wait for them to
retire.
Wait for them to be past their prime.
Yeah,
I think at this point,
you
gotta pull a Manny Pacquiao, like Floyd Mayweather.
Damn, y'all.
Wait for his prime to be over, then you fight him.
Dude, Kelra's been in his prime for 4 years now.
Hey.
Oh, he has had a dip, or his team has had a dip.
Maybe on the 6th year, maybe on the 7th year.
Patience.
You gotta have hope.
Patience.
You gotta hope that all the 4 members
eventually
go and slump in their performance, right? Because hoping Kelra is gonna slump individually is a no-no.
I don't know, but it feels like punishments are inevitable unless the Kingdom is able to bring it back.
Gideon.
I'm honestly.
You want to remind them real quick what your punishment is if RRQ
I have
loses?
to wear a maid outfit.
You're so King. You took it all the way.
Yep, I'm so King to put it on a shirt. Give me and Leo part of the revenue, and we'll take like 2% of all the sales.
Mr. AP.
Mr.
AP.
Yeah. Yo, LaFell, what is this? Is this 2025? No curse?
No curse, LaFell?
I've been right a few times this.
That's true.
Whenever I'm predicting correctly.
In your career,
Not
yes.
50-0.
Yeah, not the 50-0,
Not
the
Bigatron.
7-4.
Not 4-7, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right, look, with that being said, match point achieved by the Super Fam. We are going to go on a short break as adaptations must be made. Dear Lord, King to bring back. Bring it all.
CC's so annoying, I too.
That's what we're hoping
I
for.
ban
here.
her all the time.
SPS
Yes, also
Global
CC is
Masters.
very
We'll catch you
annoying.
back right after
And
the
she's
break.
a good pick too if you want to pick her. She's like X-Board, but she's very much annoying than X-Board. She's like what I want X-Board to be. the one that has a ambush capability. She has the dash and all those mobility. Harley too. Yes.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by
Harley is
Snapdragon
manageable.
Elite Gaming
Once he
DHL.
uses his blink, you can counter Harley with Saber or Suyu. Suyu can counter Harley. So hard to hit, right? But CZ is very tanky, semi-tank, so she's very annoying as well. Three minutes, guys. It's a break time. If you want to go and grab some snacks or PP break, you may do so now. I'll be back as well. I'm going to get something like a snack. I'll be back. One moment, guys. Thank you guys. By the way, thank you for tuning in. Makoso and Diganta Brahma. You guys are the best. Or you guys are my loyal fans. Thank you for being here. I'll do something first.
Waktu yang bergulita akan kembali namun memorikan tetap abadi tak tahu apa yang akan berakhir tertawa menangis terus terjadi waktu yang bergulita akan kembali namun memorikan tetap abadi tak tahu apa yang akan berakhir tertawa.
The momentum is with the Super family. Nothing seems to break them. Nothing can stop that connection. And their adaptations have been pitch perfect. RRQ, the Kingdom, they tried to expand the borders, but it seems like they have been more than they could chew right now with a 3-1 scoreline. ONIC PH at match point.
40,000 is not that bad.
40,000 is not bad. What would you do with 40,000 US dollars? Oh, man.
Second wife.
Whoa, pray that I had 80,000. I'll just start burning this like could have been 80. Could have been 80? Could have been 80. Wow. Could have been 80.
You should be more grateful.
You should be more grateful.
40,000 is a lot.
Our glass half empty, man. Our glass half empty. Your glass not even there. This is just get the glass.
I feel like
liquid on the floor.
Get a bottle.
Get a bottle.
Get a bottle.
Yeah. 40,000 US dollars is $1 million in some of our currencies. Anything is $1 million in my currency, man. It's $1 billion in your currency. Is it actually? You'll do not yet. What? Getting close? Not $1 billion. 80,000 is $1 billion. 80,000 would have been $1 billion. But dear Lord, you can see it. Everybody in the arena is expecting something to happen here. We don't know what. We're hoping that we see the next elevation of the Kingdom to really challenge this tight grasp on the championship globally in MLBB esports. It's just me, or is the person there looking pretty deflated?
Maybe he's like, I hope they forget to ban Lucas. Just one game. Even if we just give me one game.
They gotta hope on the Suyo ban, right? They gotta ban it themselves. They're on blue this time. Maybe they want to pick it up though. Lucas gets banned out. Already got broken, by the way. The whole red side wins. Like it's over. Like it doesn't matter anymore.
I was colorblind, so I didn't know anyways.
The only way that they do it.
When I say I still am, but you know.
At the moment, at the time.
Yeah.
You were saying? I'm saying that RRQ, if they're able to break blue side themselves, we might have a series on our hands. But right now, the momentum is just too high. You can see that even the audience, all the energy deflated after that composition.
Except for
why
this kid.
not? Yeah, well, except for this kid.
Yeah, this kid's still having fun.
This kid's a Sonic. That's true. Harith, follow-up ban from ONIC PH. Right. I do see finally the Kalia as well as Boyi from RRQ Hoshi.
The Kalia was pretty nasty.
They even, how could we have let that through? Shouldn't have happened.
Maybe they're like, would we rather go up against a Kalia or a Jai? And they're like, maybe Kalia's not that bad.
Proceeds to be like, okay, you know what? Nah, let's never listen to that. Oh boy. The first phase of the bans are coming to an end. And I don't know, it's tough to say whether it's going one way or another. If it's not even giving too much information of what they actually want to play in the first place. But it really just boils down, does RPH even care about Blue Yo at this point? Because the trade-off is making sure that their top player right now, Kelra, is going to get his favorite pick.
Joint ban, it has to be a Suyo.
They have to go Suyo.
It has to go Suyo.
Or they're forced to another Hayabusa, right?
Okay, never mind. Suyo, but it has to be Jushin, Granger, and then HOSHI is gonna pick up. Seriously, Rince cannot use the Selena.
We haven't seen it. I mean, maybe he'll play it, but we've never seen it. It's a gimmick pick for them. Like ONIC Philippines, they've been experimenting on the Selena for so much that now it's no longer a gimmick. But for RRQ, it will literally be gimmick if they use it. You know what? Came time they just relied on old reliable. Just go back to their comfort. Just pick Sicilian. Dude, just go Iritha on the first phase. Like, we've been calling him so long. Thank you. Finally. We do see the Iritha come through as well as the Sicilian. It looks like they're going pound for pound in this draft.
So, ONIC is Hayabusa or Hanzo here.
It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be the triple pick. Ooh, you haven't seen Hanzo in a hot minute.
Yeah. The last time he used it was against Falcons, and it did look pretty good shutting out that mid. But if you would just want, something simple, then I guess a Hayabusa.
I don't know, it might just be that POI that they don't want to give RQ Hoshi. They don't want to say, hey, you get to predetermine where we're going to fight.
Yeah, so again, I feel like the options is here. So far, we have seen good success. We just pick up King Kong's hero early. Don't risk it getting banned.
Yep.
Again, Hanzo, Hayabusa, either or is going to work very well against RRQ Hoshi. So now I feel like we got to think about what RRQ Hoshi needs to get here.
Stand in my way.
Yeah, Hanzo.
All right. So they don't want to give the identity of we're going to be around Upper Bluff at some time in the game. We don't want you to be able to force fights on us. Worst comes to worst. And now, since we've gone pound for pound, the same roles can be pitched in this second phase. Literally, Roman XB and ONIC PH take out Edoc's game changer. Like, this is the reason why there's one on the board for RRQ.
Gato Kacha is good against the Hanzo, so I want to see if RRQ Hoshi wants to go for that route. And again, Gato is pretty good here. We just haven't seen him a lot. Badan's amazing here. We haven't seen him a lot, but it's mostly because Edoc has just been circling these two heroes. So
I think both of which are fine. Personally, for me, I think Badan might do a little bit more in all scenarios compared. Unfortunately, compared to the Gato Kacha, especially when Jushin is on the other side. And it's a great combo with Sicilian. Like, there's so much easy to access these
it's just that any kind of frontliner kind of bows down to Jushin. Though to be fair, even I would bow down to Jushin.
You'll be both. But it's just a matter of, again, what you're willing to work with. It's just the lesser evil.
Yeah.
Gotta kiss her feet every once in a while, right? Gotta pay your dues, pay your debts. In-game.
I kind of don't have a choice.
I get
Yeah.
you.
EXP, right?
EXP, I'm basically a second roamer anyways.
Exactly.
There we go. The Jawhead does come through for ONIC PH as that ban. They don't want the Suyo to accelerate in that farm to look for those big punishes.
What do you ban right now for RQ, right? I mean, you've already banned the Hilda.
I still need to buy some ice cream, guys.
Although it has been the worst hero
It literally has been the worst hero in Mobile Masters.
I would say that the glue, I still don't mind it here. Both sides have shown off mid laners as well. It's more
Ooh, Hanzo.
because they do have access to Jushin, but other than
Hanzo, it's over for them, guys.
I will say though, for RRQ, they need a banana.
Hanzo is the best counter for you, so
if Edoc can't be the playmaker, it's fine.
Welcome back.
Dyron on the playmaker, but we've just been seeing Edoc place on uncomfortable picks, and then Dyron playing on the on the Phobius. Usually the Phobius works out because Edong is able to initiate alone. Cho will be final ban, again respecting Brusco. Instant Gato.
When I say Gato,
I don't really see why they picked Gatot Gacha.
That's exactly why they stole him. Yeah.
Maybe because of
the Orbadang for the side of RRQ Hoshi. They must finish off their composition. I'm thinking that even
the Lure, I think.
Too bad. Not so much against the Hanzo, but just to kind of threaten the positions of
Wait a minute, guys. I need to buy something, okay?
Some kind of information here.
RRQ is going to go because they've locked in Budang and Hylos this time. So far, a lot that we asked for, they're giving us, and this does feel like the aura. It's go big or go home. Yep. No more experimentation at this point. And the CC gets locked. You kind of have to put the Hylos in row, but then it's just going to be Jushin just making this horse feel like a worm. All right. With that being said, potentially the final composition we'll get to see here today is momentum is high. Let's see whether Kirk can tie up the correct targets in this battle. And RRQ Hoshi, they're going to need to scale. They need something to defend them from this early game. Leo, Miracle, I don't know about you guys. This is match point. Good luck as we head on in to game number 5.
For about 40 days, RRQ Hoshi have stood undefeated, united under one banner with the kingdom. But here at this very moment, this precipice of history, ONIC PH might serve them up their first loss in quite a long time. Game number 5, this could be it in the grand finals of Mobile Masters. ONIC PH versus RRQ. Mirko, how do you feel about that X-Lane matchup? Because that might have been the clincher.
The Budang versus CC is a non-lane, right? The Budang can just say, no, I don't want to fight. What I want to do is clear the wave and rotate over. So if I'm thinking RRQ, this is what I thought was going to be the draft for the first 4 games.
And now, could it have been too late?
Orange buff stolen? ONIC Philippines!
That's just what you do in the Hanzo! The beast has gone in unpunished!
They're playing with the mental of RRQ in this game. They know they've got him, and it's time for them to execute the Kings here in Jakarta. Orange buff taking King Kong with a lead. Orange buff now purple. He's gonna have a 3 buff lead at the start of the game. On a Hanzo, this is a pick that you would expect Leo to be online in the mid game. Not here, not now.
It seems like ONIC PH have caught RRQ Hoshi once bitten, twice shy. They are playing out of their back foot, and that's what allowed ONIC to start off this strong, without even kills, without even that much of a steal. To be honest, that was a pretty big steal, the orange buff. But now Kurt, here standing in the middle of 3, he comes jumping in.
You can see the damage. The fact that he's already dealing this much damage in the early game on a Hanzo is concerning. Let's take a look at the emblems. Season Hunter, killing spree. It's nothing too crazy.
It's not even because he has thrill.
No. Actually, I think that helps a bit faster, right?
Yeah, you just hit, chuck it away. Yeah, chuck it away, there's no stench. All right. So ONIC PH, just because of the sheer bravado they started the game off with, have a small lead. About 200, 300 gold here and there. RRQ Hoshi, how do they respond?
So technically for the Suyo, even if you're down a level, you're still really good early, right? I still think you're still better than the Hanzo early. It's just up to them whether they are ready for the skirmish. Dyrobot out, already getting chunked by Kirk again with a curtain call. The 2 chunky boys have been dealt with. RRQ have to concede this. Hanzo gets the first turtle, Leo.
This is respect that RRQ is showing to ONIC PH, but it might be respect that actually hurts them more than helps. But to be fair, they are working up towards a late game spike. You want Toy to get items, you want Rinz to get items, and so far, ONIC PH haven't done anything to threaten that exactly.
I don't even know if they can kill Kirk up top with Vengeance here. They'll be able to CC him a bit, but the Vengeance gets used up. Kirk in a 2v1 situation up top. First blood to Sunsuch and RRQ find themselves on the board.
Despite that last pick CC being the crux of why we preferred ONIC PH's draft, there's very little you can do in a 2v1, especially early game. 3 minutes in, RRQ Hoshi draws first blood. And ONIC PH are looking to course correct, looking to find another big movement in the map besides that early orange steal and that turtle take. Let's talk about that gold lane matchup. Clearly, Toy has to play this carefully. He's outranged and out early aggroed by Kelra.
It's really tough. You can already see that Kelra had to recall earlier. The Irithel is a good pick against the Granger. We've been saying this, we have been seeing this too. And I think ONIC Philippines would have loved to go for Irithel had they been given the Granger matchup if the Moskov was banned out, right? It's just they would like to have more side control a lot of times. That's why they go for the Moskov. But Super Prince is going to go for the Crimson Beacon, giving King Kong space to invade the jungle again. Look at Prince, so aggressive, and there's no one to punish him. He's gonna get out, no punishment.
He literally went the scenic route through RRQ's jungle with no one to give him and tell him otherwise. And just like that, ONIC PH are just playing the map. They're just taking, resources away from RRQ, slowing it down. But here's my fear. They're not taking it away from the key players. Sure, they're slowing down Tsutsuji, but Toy and Rins, eyes are on Toy and Rins.
It has to be on Toy and Rins. They've shifted their focus. Early on in the series, we saw a huge emphasis on the mid trio. Now, it has to be the mid lane and the gold lane to carry the game. They're all going to go on to Brusco.
All right, Sanguine Claws. Relocating, repositioning these three. King Kong securing a small buff. Small camp, rather. RRQ HOSHI working on with his turtle. Hoshi half health.
Brusco again walking up. You can see Kirk with the curtain call. Edok going for the stun, but will be shredded. Force and Revitalize coming down as well. Now it's going to Sanguine Claws, locking him down with a pin on the fist crack. That's King Kong on Edok. Soul Snatch taking Edok down.
Kirk falls as well. They trade 1-for-1. AOG into the back line. Defensively used. Brusco backing out.
Retreat battle. They won't go for it just yet. King Kong 2 levels ahead. Sanguine Claw, Brusco taking out Retri though. Tsutsuji wins it with a Soul Sever despite being 2 levels down on King Kong.
Say what you will about the level and the potency of the retribution, but outraged King Kong was. He had a ghost, yes, but all of RRQ were using their bodies to block the beast from scoring that major objective early on, so that puts RRQ up about 300 gold. What is Tsutsuji doing this team? What?
That's also Sever away! He actually does get away. It's a tendency for Tsutsuji to be overextended sometimes, especially when he gets a better trade. But now, is he really going to wait and stay in that bush? King Kong's going for the steal, will be able to do so. And Tsutsuji will just take control back of his purple buff.
And as you said, we had to go. Toy is out laning Kelra down bottom. Pushed him back already. Take down that tier 1 in the gold lane. And Kelra has to find farm elsewhere. This is pretty clever for RRQ HOSHI. Again, be a distraction elsewhere and then pressure Kelra. Oh, that's it for Brusco.
Yeah, he's going to be taken down there. Walking up a bit too aggressively. And Rince is starting to stack up now. Leo. RRQ HOSHI are winning it out despite the early slump with the steals, with Tsutsuji being behind. They have fully come back, but King Kong's still scaling. That's the big issue now.
He is scaling, but he hasn't done anything to, deal permanent damage to RRQ's morale, nor their resources, nor their lives, actually. There's only been 1 kill, and that kill is on King Kong over through the Edok, which is a calculated risk that RRQ HOSHI are taking. Now King Kong coming through. Just a ghost.
Yeah. No damage too. He gets sent back to his real body. Tsutsuji forcing the Crimson Beacon. Super Prince and Kelra both do not have Purify, and I think that's again another reason why they have to just be so careful. You saw the instant Crimson Beacon as you saw the Blade Surge.
Yep, this is we reckon uncomfortably slow for ONIC PH. And ONIC are doing their best to play through it. RRQ HOSHI, this is to their tempo right now, and they hold onto the turtle.
King Kong on it again. Tsutsuji needs to be clinical here. That's King Kong with a steal. Good to see this placement on Tsutsuji. Brusco with an AOG, caught in the back spot. Super Prince with flicker out. Clean take and steal from ONIC Philippines as the minions deal with the turret down below.
Well synchronized actions across the map for the Super Fam, while the Kingdom struggles to find that next move. Another step forward there with a flicker.
Fist crack, Blade Surge. Now the fist crack comes in. Kirk Soul Severed. Assassinated with a gank by Tyrant.
Replay of a kill from about 3 minutes ago. The first blood drawn by the mercenary. Elsewhere though, in mid, look at this. Fight, what happened?
Taunt, locking them down. Rince caught in the bad spot, forced to flicker out. Kelra, look at the kill, gets the Sky Piercer. Toy with a heavy crossbow, looking to go in in one more time to Talon Rhapsody. Super Prince low, still wanted to go away. King Kong, caught in the Sanguine Claws, no, able to go over to Tyrant now, who will be locked down. Soul Snatch, that's Tyrant surviving. Now with the Fist Crack too, that's Sutsujin on Brusco, dealing damage with the Soul Sever, but no CC to cancel the AOG.
Defensively used to allow Brusco to disengage. ONIC PH catching their breath. That fight though did last a little longer than they were expecting. ONIC PH down again by 500 gold. Again, marginal losses. These two teams are losing for possible strides forward. Looking at the gold here, a good chunk of it is on Rins and on Sutsujin. Sutsujin's been taking names, dropping bodies left and right. And by bodies, I mean a lot of camps. He has been farming a little better than King Kong. Is King Kong looking for fights too soon? He's not farming up as much as we're used to.
He's trying to, really, but unfortunately, they also have to give resources over to the Granger. So it's like it's a battle within themselves right now, where Kelra wants farm, King Kong wants farm. So it's Kelra with the waves, King Kong forced to stay in his own jungle for the most part.
Yep, and that's the problem with this kind of lineup. Usually when King Kong is on his Suyo, he's able to cross over steal greens away from his opponents. Here, again, they're not as ahead as they would like. So he's forced to take his own greens, leave the lanes against Kelra, and then try to get kills. He's yet to find that perfect mix. Oh no, Brusco's out of breath here.
Oh, they're gonna cancel it. Fist Crack too. Brusco taken out before the fight. Rins caught on the back foot. Crimson Beacon forcing a bad feast. Kirk jumping in. Glorious Pathway already. King Kong gonna be stunned by Tyrant as he pins them down. But he's still on the Lord. Silver to win for Sutsujin. Rins gets the shot with a bad impact.
Free kills for RRQ. Free Lord as well. The Kingdom are back in action. This is their game to lose. As we speak, 10 minutes in, up by about 2,000 gold. ONIC PH just can't catch a break.
They cannot. RRQ HOSHI, that early slump, I thought would hurt them bad, but again, the composure of Sutsujin in the jungle, the composure of the rest of the team to just make it back up, knowing they still have Rins, they have Toy, they have these beacons who can carry them in the mid game, late game as well, to be fair.
And Edom is costing ONIC too much time. I'm sure they'll kill him, but it takes too much out of the super fam. Oh, down he goes.
Rins gets a kill. That's a kill back, and it's out to the mid lane. Toy in a 1v1 against Kelra, gets a solo. Well, a bit of help from Edom, but it was prior.
And now the whole map is collapsing onto itself as ONIC PH can't even respond to the Lord. Is shut down by King Kong on a Rins.
That's King Kong. It's always the case. You deal with 1K, there's another. There's another right there. They'll get a charge with this Lord. No, they won't. It'll get splashed by the Holy Defense. ONIC Philippines keep their base intact. No turrets to be taken. King Kong looking to try to go for something here, but he knows it's a bit too risky.
Better late than never is a mantra that both these teams live by, and as long as you have a little bit of fight left in you, it's not over till it's over. Sutsujin here securing a Queen's Wings, so this shows that he's ready to fight in the paint. He's ready to dig deep and force responses out of ONIC PH. If it's gonna cost him limb and life, then so be it. He's up by 2,000 gold. He can afford it. Nobody from ONIC PH is actually threatening him. Last time, the last time they fought, it was Kirk, but Kirk is sitting at 0-5-1 right now. He's far from being a threat.
King Kong walks up again, but this time it's only on to Edom. Glorious Pathway is used. Toy damage! My lord! That was 2 basic attacks on Prince. A quarter he's left with.
ONIC PH. Oh no!
Kirk! Sad about Kirk! Walks up to his demise. King Kong walks up as well, loses all of his HP. 0-6-1 now, Kirk on the CC.
ONIC PH on that high ground defense. 5 members of RRQ circling like sharks around this inhibitor.
Boy with a heavy crossbow already in there. That's the siege coming down as the base turret will fall. Take it slowly but surely. Tyrant gonna be falling as well. Edom on the back spot. Another Sky Piercer to Kelra. If all else fails, you have this man to still perform.
The gold standard holding strong for ONIC Philippines. Pushing back, stopping the almost imminent push on that base. Taking out Dyer and taking out Edom. Lord spawning lower quarter. ONIC PH, they're not out of the woods just yet. RRQ HOSHI still a 3,000 point strong lead.
Toy in a 1v1. Kelra did buy the win of nature earlier. Now with the heavy crossbow and the sprint. Toy looking for the kill.
being
Yo, I'm back,
Brusco,
I'm
though,
back.
cutting the corners over to look for the kill. Meanwhile, Kirk
Whoa.
and Super Friends dealing with
Ice cream
Sutsujin as he's
was
forced to use the Blade Surge to blink away.
very
That's
far
the Lord
away.
in control of ONIC Philippines. That's a
I didn't think that
with the red tree. It's King Kong.
people are very...
Takes it, and that's it.
Who's winning?
ONIC are happy with this, but no. Toy, Eno wants to keep him hostage.
Oh shoot.
Down, gets a kill. Brusco going to be taken out.
RRQ is winning. What the hell? Can you hear me, guys?
But Kelra is still alive. The raid boss of ONIC Philippines.
Mind you, it was a shutdown trade though, Mirko. It was Sutsujin they took out. And Kelra's building up stacks on his Sky Piercer. So this should be a coin flip defense that RRQ HOSHI have to deal with.
There was too many people buying ice cream.
Gold graph.
I mean, buying
quite a bit again. There's been one
not buying ice cream, but
you can see the
buying supplies.
Just prior to
in the
that
evening.
1v1 forced by Toy, it was a win
cookies
of
and cream,
nature.
and I'm
He had
getting
just
fat,
built up
guys.
position
I need to
land
diet
shots
tomorrow.
to force Toy back, and then he was zoned completely away from the Lord. Gave ONIC Philippines a chance.
Did you grab some snacks?
Now Toy has that win of nature that he needs up against Kelra and King Kong. Technically, Kirk too.
Yep.
McCall, what time is it from your end there?
Too risky. Too much of a liability if ever we got caught. And the rest of ONIC PH
Is
gonna
it
try to secure that, but nope.
early in the morning?
Just say we'll catch
Like
the next
1 or
one.
2 a.m.?
Lord spawning, upper quarter, a minute and a half away from now. And RRQ HOSHI can just take this slow. Like they have no incentive to rush anything.
Definitely.
Oh shoot, RRQ is winning.
King Kong losing a lot of HP, and you can see RRQ instantly moving forward into his jungle to deplete his resources even more. So he's down by 2,000 gold.
They're
but
starving an already famished
Maggie National Indian dish. Maggie, we have Maggie here.
He's working to be a threat.
Dyron
Is it noodles?
Conceal. So if you see the conceal next, it's going to be
Almost 6 a.m. Oh, it's morning there.
All right. It looks like
Only you just know what I'm talking about.
ways to initiate. It's as if they didn't have
Is it the Migo ring?
priority just yet. This is what that Lord got on it. Again, just another lease on life.
Yo, thank you for sticking out, McCall, Soul, and Diganta Brahma. You guys are the best guys.
Hasn't died just yet, the latter. Toy is playing out of his mind. This might be Toy's best performance yet, better than that Claude even.
I agree. That's why I was super weirded out by no Irithels throughout the series. Even in MPL Indonesia up against ONIC ID, his standout performance.
RRQ is winning.
Stepping up a bit too aggressively, gets poked out by the Baton.
Bam!
Does have the Crimson Beacon and the Flicker. Still saves it there, but the purple buff.
Wait, you know about Maggie? Yes. Is it a noodle? I know Maggie is a noodle here in the Philippines.
Looking to take his own purple, but nope. No dice.
Yeah, it's Kirk who gets it in the end.
Okay, Lord is coming.
From worst to bad, not the best of scenarios. You would like that to be on King Kong. Maybe
Lord
even
is
verbally
coming.
Super Friends at this point of the game, but it's on Kirk.
Now the Lord has spawned. Upper quarter. ONIC first to the scene. What's RRQ thinking? Oh!
That's what they're thinking.
They were kept busy by Fritz. Fritz has to recall now. And ONIC PH are just managing the waves. This short wave.
Do you remember when we first
wave
met?
mid.
When we met first time?
RRQ, I think the mini wave earlier did quite a bit.
I don't
towards that
remember,
wave,
Lord.
so
What
RRQ
do you
control.
mean?
Those punches have been a good answer to King Kong. Whenever he looks for a dive, it's always the punch to pull him back.
Dyron here, keeping range on Brusco.
Hey, the Lord.
Lord, quickly secured by RRQ.
Free with the revitalized suit. Dyron still
Good by RRQ.
Brusco gets the AOG down, but look at the heavy crossbow. Toy over in the back. Kirk falling for the
What the
eighth
hell?
in this game. Edok looking for an angle of attack.
Maggie has a yellow color
They're going to
packet.
have to manage the waves perfectly. No
Yes,
Kirk, 4v5.
so it is a noodle.
A miserable situation for the Super Fam as the CC pick isn't paying off the way they expected to.
Maggie is a budget thing for me.
At their gates, they're looking to take down the base. At least it's him first.
Fist crack to the back. Bruce looking for the top. Will be able to.
Maybe it was the first live you shot.
Toy still able to go with heavy crossbows. King Kong deals with Grins. That's another kill for Sutsujin on Brusco as he runs away. But the Lord has been cleared one more time. ONIC Philippines, hold on.
Not so fast. ONIC PH still in this. And they take down Rins. Dyron 2. Toy still untouched.
ONIC is still fighting, guys.
But it looks like ONIC PH are just waiting for RRQ to spend their battle spells. That's about a minute and change until Dire and Rin, despite respawning, won't have those utilities.
I gotta say, Leo, this is a bit of a nitpick, but right as they got the Lord, it spawned instantly. It was unfortunate timing. They got the Lord in the mid lane. All the other RRQ members were already dealing with the waves up top to push it in. Sutsujin went back to the purple buff, removing some pressure away from that mid lane. And I think that was the angle that ONIC Philippines used to just clear it out. But Super Prince is now caught in the bad spot.
Oh no!
Crimson Beacon will be able to use it.
Full-on defensive use of ONIC PH's utilities. And Mirko, you're right. Shades of Sutsujin's tendencies from M6. And right now, they need a 2025 Sutsujin. They need the Mercenary to be on point. Brusco here, standing guard, fence brush, spotted by Edok, gets stunned. All right, just making sure
if they
here. About a minute until the Lord spawns.
If RRQ delays this,
Long lane is
ONIC can come back.
Like just two basic attacks onto that inhibitor, it's gone.
RRQ would certainly want to have gotten that in the team fight prior, but again, ONIC Philippines, Hanzo is online. That's full items on King Kong already. You saw just how fast he was able to deal with Rins as he got to melee range. As long as you're able to gap close, I think 3 basic attacks is enough, and then you're going to... Oh, curtain call used up. King Kong going over to Tyrant. He's in the car.
Oh, shoot.
Assassination! That damage, I mentioned it, and instantly we see it. That wasn't even on Rins, that was Tyrant.
Free pickoff, didn't even give the Kingdom's XP laner a chance to use the flicker. So that's about 30 seconds more that RRQ HOSHI are a man down. I don't know if they'll make it in time for the Lord, because it looks like ONIC suddenly having second wind. They've crossed the river further than they ever have all game long.
He's gonna have to deal with the waves up top. 20 seconds for Dyran to spawn. I don't think RRQ can fight front to back with one of their frontliners down.
ONIC here. Blitzing.
If they can get the Lord, then it's a clear win. If they can get the Lord, then it's a win.
King Kong looking for one.
It's 4-1. I tell you guys, it's 4-1.
Damage coming down with a bad impact over to Kirk the Queller as well. Toy looking for the flank as Brusco goes in for the taunt. The mid lane shoving in, and they have managed ONIC Philippines Lord take. Now it's RRQ with the advantage.
There's no way ONIC was going to fall for that. Toy was setting up for the backdoor end in mid. And RRQ HOSHI are here to claim what's truly theirs. Again, they are still in control. This is still their game to lose. They're up 3,000.
If ONIC gets the Lord, then it's a win. This is a win already.
Advantage, about half health, soft reset.
How's that wave looking up top? Is it going to be a slow push? That's worth for... I think it is still an RRQ slow push, but... We don't know for sure. It could be a built-up wave now as they go over to Rins. No flicker for Rins. A stun down. No, it's a soul stash that comes in first. Toy up against Brusco.
Oh,
Rins
yo.
They need a trade. And
that's why Hanzo is very OP when it's late game.
Rins for Rins. Mid laners absent for this fight. Lord still
where can you do a live face?
Face
cam and voice cam?
Colossal.
I just sold my setup.
No dice for this Lord.
Maybe in the future.
1 for 1. 21 minutes in. There is no blitz.
I just recently moved from my work.
A slow take.
My main work is requiring me to move to another place. And that's really sad.
Walking up, trying to poke them down as much as possible to regain control.
I did live stream before with face cam on my Facebook page.
It looks like there isn't. But ONIC PH are still wailing away at the Lord. Dyran and Edok spot the shenanigans. Sutsujin wailing away, forcing the vengeance from Kirk.
Maybe in the future, when we have more subscribers and more members.
Will he be able to end the game? King Kong taking low.
What?
Will you tell has the immortality. Sutsujin there. Does he get it with a crown by King Kong?
He was able to defend the base.
And with Kelra, they're able to prevail. That's again Kelra. Grow with a flicker forward.
It's over. It's over, it's over, it's over. I told you. It's over, I told you. It's 4-1. It's 4-1. It's easy win, guys.
Slowly but surely, the super fam.
When you pick Hanzo, it's a clear win. Hanzo against Suyu. Suyu doesn't do anything with Hanzo.
It doesn't even have to get to that point. 23 minutes in and they can just push it down.
20 seconds, 90 seconds. It is over. It's over. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys? It's a win.
To Malaysia, to China, and now
It's
in
a
Indonesia.
win.
The Super Fam claims their spot at the apex of MLBB Sports. They are your first mobile Masters champions, ONIC Philippines.
Nothing will match against ONIC PH.
4-1. That's all it took. 4-1 in this last game went the distance.
What a performance by ONIC Philippines.
What a performance indeed.
Watching this game, like even though you kind of know it's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen, guys.
At this point, I gotta tell you guys, they defy all logic. If they come up to me and they tell me 2 + 2 is 7,
I have to make my own emoji.
What a clutch.
Sorry, Mako, I wasn't prepared.
This team, a turnaround of the
I have to make my own
More importantly,
emoji.
just showing why they are the best
I did
the world.
only
The
one
Super
emoji
family
and
rejoice. Wow.
Could have sworn we're gonna go another.
my setup's getting very
It
old.
was gonna be for a 3-2.
How did Toy was not able to end it?
I would love
Like
to see what
I wish we
happened there.
could go to the base to see how they defended that.
Based on the mini-map, Friends and Brusco came to respond. And that was enough.
Yep. It's surprising that was enough, man. That was irritating, man. Oh my god.
That
Toy
was
must have gotten
disgusting.
spooked. Toy must have gotten spooked.
He had to be. Something had to happen in that last sequence itself, but you saw it on the faces where the winners of defeat. That was the most fun that they've ever
It's
had
clear
this
who's going
year.
to win
What
the...
an epic best of 7 this
Do you
was.
think ONIC will win again on
Jeez. Well
M7?
done. Well done for both of these teams.
I think
How much
ONIC will
bang
win.
for buck
Still
did
win.
every single fan come into the
ONIC will
arena
still
get
win.
at this moment. The lights go crazy. Let's give it up for Rose.
Indonesia, ONIC fans from around the world, Super Family. This is your Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters 2025 champion. Give it up for ONIC Philippines.
Nice.
Dan inilah champion dari Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters 2025.
W guys in the chat.
Amazing, luar biasa. Di grand final kali ini, Rose. Yes, you are right, Monica. That was an intense grand final, especially.
Well, my MLB user ID was
Maybe
Kakashi Hitake. I'm your friends list. Yes, I remember
we know
you.
that was a very intense moment. What was
Kakashi.
going through your mind? It was a 20
Yeah.
plus minute last game.
We should play
Ano
sometime.
iniisip mo nung mangyayari lahat yun? Anything?
Naisip namin nun, lugi kasi kami nun eh.
We should play sometime, Mako
Alam namin malakas
and
yung
Diganta
capability namin na mag-def lang tapos
to celebrate this.
He said that actually they were on the losing side earlier on, that last game. So what they were thinking was just like, you know what guys, we gotta reset. Just defend as much as we can. And once we get that power spike, once we get the items, we'll definitely be able to get something out of the way. Wow, jadi memang tadi kita melihat ya, game terakhir begitu sengit, hampir tertinggal oleh Philippines. Tapi jawaban dari King Kong bahwa mereka melakukan reset memang agak sedikit tertinggal. Tapi reset dan kemudian ternyata bisa membalikkan keadaan. Wow, luar biasa.
My MLB ID is the same name as on YouTube. Mako, so.
What about
facing what's your ID?
grand final? And anyway, yesterday Brusco said
What's your ID, Mako?
RRQ HOSHI, and now you have met RRQ HOSHI on stage on this grand final. How was it? Kahapon sabi ni Brusco na gusto daw niya makita ang RRQ HOSHI sa grand finals. So ngayon na nakita na kayo,
That's okay.
what is it like going up against RRQ
I don't
HOSHI
mind
sa
really.
finals?
Diganta.
Para sa akin,
I'm not a good player, so
talaga nila eh. Kasi halos lahat ng
yeah, I would lag bad. Yes.
Kumbaga parang na-outplay lang namin sila sa mga ibang play.
He said that he thinks that RRQ is actually a good team. They were very hard to go up against, and almost all the games they played today, it was a 50-50. The only reason why they actually won is because they managed to outplay RRQ HOSHI in certain angles, and that is what led them to win. Wow, jadi itu ya.
Hold on.
Dari Kelra memang menghadapi RRQ HOSHI juga bisa.
Type it in Mako so I can add you later.
Chance kemenangannya, tapi mereka mengapresiasi dengan RRQ HOSHI, tapi akhirnya memang bisa di-outplay dan mereka berhasil memenangkan match kali ini sebagai champion. Yes, you are right, Monica, and I'm sure the entire The indoor tennis, Sinayan is excited for this moment. So everybody get your phones out. ONIC Philippines, you may now head to the peak and claim your trophy.
Dan silakan ONIC Philippines akan menuju puncak untuk mengambil trofi sebagai the champion of Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters 2024.
Yusufa, okay. Okay. I will add you later, okay? Maybe after this live. That guy in the back was working for Nothing can beat ONIC really. They're too powerful right now. Only PH can beat PH. Oh shoot! What are they going to do with the trophy? Damn, that's 40,000 USD. I wish that they would increase the price higher than 40,000. That's always bigger than the African community. What the hell? They wasn't able to carry the trophy. Yo! Hi! To split it 5 ways. 5 ways.
And there you have it, your world champions, and now crowned the Mobile Masters. It is ONIC Philippines at the top, at the summit.
Yeah.
Title under the sun
ONIC
has
is
been claimed
the
by
strongest.
this super team. Nobody has come remotely close. RRQ tried and they failed, but I gotta give it to them. They put up one
Nobody
hell
has
of a
come
fight.
close.
I don't know, first for me, that was the closest
I'd
seen
say,
anyone
guys,
really go, at least
that
internationally,
we are
going
good
against
in
ONIC
picking
Philippines.
their draft
I am
heroes.
slightly worried if
The draft-
RRQ after this gets even stronger.
The draft always
After
determines
this,
the win.
They gotta be more motivated, man.
They've got to be. They were so close to trying to even up that score. And who would have thought? And maybe even, who could even think of what that next game would have looked like?
Best case scenario, RRQ learned a lot.
Yeah.
They were served up their first loss in quite a while. And here against the best in the world, they could learn. And they could take that back to MPLID and become even stronger.
They
than
could
were
forever learn
Legacy is only, this is the
and
only
never
first part
win.
of the legacy.
And it's this guy, Gideon, you see on your screen, the guy carrying the trophy.
Making it look
That
like
was just never in a position where he was behind. Never in a position where, even when the team, Kirk was 0-8 that game, overshadowed, but by just how good these guys are individually. The people who step up when the others don't.
Kirk crawled so Kelra could fly. He was the front line, so nobody could touch the gold standard.
this is the best player in the world, man. And
of all time, brother.
At this point, like he's the guy to beat.
He's on my MOBB Mount Rushmore.
His face is there, carved in stone. Nobody's going to be able to take that away from him, especially now that he's conquered pretty much every tournament under the sun, especially in the roadmap that the MLBB competitive scene has to offer him. The challenges are only going to get more difficult from this point on. If there wasn't a spotlight already on this team, now everybody from across the world is going to be looking at him as each of these players take their portrait shot with the trophy. And now, hey, keep in mind that the Mobile Masters trophy is a little different this time. It's huge. It's
a huge trophy.
To show how big of an accolade it is.
I'd reckon it's what, 3 feet tall? About 150 pounds?
I don't know. It's almost Kelra tall.
What the hell?
I don't know how to calculate feet.
Me neither.
Because 3 feet seems like very short if I'm looking at mine than yours.
It's tough. It is, again,
It's huge.
Like this. Let us have
tough.
a look at their journey. This is one of the only teams,
practicing,
and I would say
guys.
almost an unfair advantage all the way from the open qualifiers, playing from challenge finals down to the mobile.
They were able to
And this breaks that pattern that we've been seeing for the longest time. Filipino teams
good
have
picks.
not done well in single
Then it's going to be a win
ONIC
for them.
Philippines is just
But
crushed
ONIC is
that.
very good at
Dropping,
picking
again,
counter
another
heroes.
Game, just one game. It's still the pattern here. The losers only get one every single time. 3-1s across the board into the grand finals, 4-1.
But isn't this like right now an ONIC Philippines thing? Like, okay, whoever we face against in the grand finals, we give them one. But then overall, we're just gonna win it all.
1 to pay respects, 4 to end at 7.
It's a gentleman's sweep, that is.
End at
It's a
7.
gentleman's sweep.
Honestly, end at 7, depending on your time zone.
So they ended at 6 here.
6.
They ended at 6 and ended at 7 for us.
7
for their
PH
home.
Malaysia,
7 for back home.
I'm pretty sure that Hate was in the back. It's like, guys, I already booked the after party. It's at 7. We have to finish before then.
Guys.
Oh, wait. I gotta say, good news, my prediction is correct. Bad news, I don't want to look left.
Hey, guys.
I feel very uncomfortable.
You have moved. You're not sitting in your seat.
Physically further.
I am revolted. It's good that he kept his word, but I'd rather he didn't.
Look, Mr. AP.
He's honorable, man.
If I have not
What
proven
the
that I
hell?
am so Kingdom as well, please put it on a shirt. Give me and Leo some gross revenue after every shirt sale here, because this is the price of being so Kingdom right now.
He went full kingdom.
I went full Kingdom.
I
Oh
will
my
take
God.
1%, he'll take 2.
Yep.
The thing is, the audience doesn't get the full view.
Oh, do you want the full
No,
view?
no, no, no,
What'd you say to me, sir? What'd you say to me? That's what I thought.
Sit down. Get in. Sit down.
Wait, he said he's wearing a mate suit. I didn't know that was the only thing he was gonna wear.
Yeah, wait, what? What do you mean?
I'm uncomfortable.
It's what you think it means.
It's exactly what you think.
No, stop.
Look at these ankles. Look at these ankles. Stop. I'm so
That's a
cute.
very
Is this
freaky
how-
dress.
Is this how they do it?
This is pretty.
That's what you get for losing.
This
That's
is
what they
the
get
price
for
of being a
losing.
Kingdom. I paid for citizenship.
Mr.
in
AP.
Social credit.
Mr. AP, you
Mr.
gotta help
AP.
the boy out. You gotta give him like a jersey or
Fuck
something.
AP.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh boy. This is
I
pretty
would give him
painful.
a jersey so he doesn't do this again.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
I gave him an SRG jersey.
Apparently it's not enough.
I'm gonna tell you now, right now, it's pretty cold. It's pretty cold in this. It's pretty cold in this studio right
Not
now.
for us.
It's very, very cold. Now the win streak coming in from our champions, ONIC PH. This has been quite the run that we've seen. One that inspires hope for anybody under the banner as a Sonic.
Yep.
Because this could be just the start of many championships under their belt to actually successfully make the Golden Road.
Hell
possible.
no.
Some may say it's just a myth.
I guess
So
you
far
lost
it
the
still is.
bet.
But
Yeah.
maybe under
That's what
this
you get
banner
for
of,
losing.
ONIC, it's possible. You know what? 2025 has been amazing for ONIC Philippines. They started off by shattering Aurora Gaming, their win streak in MPLPH. So they denied Aurora MLBB the
perfect run.
14-0. Yeah. So now they decided to do it on the international stage, take pictures while doing it to prove it wasn't a fluke.
They've shattered so many win streaks in the past as well. I mean, it's just so... How are you this good at MLBB in every single role? Again, covering up for each other.
That's why they're recruiting from the Philippine players.
Why not? The
Because
adaptation is
Philippine
able
players
to
are really good.
Draft Kescue.
You know what? I stand by my theory of what Why Not was going through. Game 3 was like, did he really just give us that much?
Suyo Granger?
For sure.
Juice in?
Really?
He must be like, this is obviously a trap, but let's just go with
Bro,
it.
He's looking
it's
at
one
you,
of
he's
the
like, fix your sit,
DD
sir.
squad.
Fix your sit. He's probably telling him in the back, oh boy, dude, this main outfit is kind of tight.
It looks very tight.
It is very tight.
I have no idea how you fit in that. That is not your size.
I have ripped
That
the
is
back
not your size.
way further than it probably should have gone.
Don't show it.
No.
Dude.
The rip is further than any man would have imagined it to be. I'm getting a little sweaty, I'm not gonna lie. Look,
How are you cold and sweaty?
Yeah.
It's the leather. it's the leather on the chair, I'll be honest with you.
Oh!
The amount of skin contact that I am making right now, not very good.
What the?
ESL needs to throw in his chair.
Hey, ESL needs to give me a raise. If they're not giving me bonus for what I'm doing for their social marketing team, I swear to God.
Hey,
I do this every season.
My punishment is boring. I had a plan.
own punishment.
Yeah, and every time I tell them I better get a raise for this, they don't give it to me. Their social team needs to give me some of their budget right now.
I don't want to know what's next.
Honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna top this one.
He waxed his leg in Jakarta.
Yeah, waxed my leg in Jakarta.
What happened next?
Actually, I waxed my legs twice in Jakarta.
Twice in Jakarta.
Get a circumcision? I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I don't know at this point. And then now it's a maid outfit. What was the one previously?
I wore Rose's hair that she cut.
Oh my lord.
yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it really worth it?
That was season 5.
I'm a content
Is it
machine.
even worth it?
What was
Beast.
Oh my god.
I have a question for you, okay? Was it
King Kong
Diganta?
of content.
You're
The
king content.
And this is
Kelra
your
of
Suyo.
punishment.
This is your Suyo right now. The maid outfit is the Suyo.
Masterpiece.
This is Angela.
You're wearing it like a champ.
Do
it's
not be
a
wearing
skin.
it.
Yeah, no,
It's not a skin.
You're
It's
never-
making me look a lot smaller, even though I'm 6 feet tall.
You're never gonna look at Nana the same.
I'm never gonna use Nana ever
I'm as
again.
tall as 2 of those Mobile Master trophies. Just stack them on the top of each other. You got me, baby.
I want to go home.
No, you don't get to go home. You get to experience this a little bit longer, big boy.
I would hang out with you guys.
At this
but
point, even I want to go home, bro.
Hey,
why is this taking so long?
You
Why are
come
we
here
not
often,
ending it yet?
guys?
I'm enjoying this
And we
ONIC one,
could
bro.
cut
Onyx
a
one.
fly swings.
I don't have to do push-ups. I'm happy too, but
damn.
God.
Look, let
Would it be
us,
called
let
walk?
us recap
What the-
exactly what has
Oh, we
happened
still
here.
have to stay here.
Yes, of course. You gotta enjoy this. You have to suffer as much as I am suffering right now because as
Diganta
this
is,
happening, guys, if you haven't bought tickets prior
got
to this,
jokes.
you missed out
Diganta
so
got
much
jokes.
in Jakarta, right? Obviously with the eye candy, but clearly with the
It's an
plays
insect
in the
without,
stadium and the enjoyment and excitement
wings.
outside of the stadium. They had jerseys to sell. They had even fun little games. They
It's
had
a
an
crip-
entire
it's a
carnival
crippled
on the
insect, but-
outside of Senayan. It was a
I don't
good
know.
time. So if you didn't buy your tickets earlier, you missed out. But
I wish I called in sick.
have a look at what was going on
would've
around
missed
the
much.
arena.
Oke, jadi aku suka banget sama acara ini karena ini benar-benar mempertemukan kita pecinta Mobile Legends. Aku bakal suruh orang-orang untuk cobain games-games ini, semuanya seru banget. Terus juga makanan.
I think it's over, guys.
Ya, dari match-matchnya lah sih, kayak matchnya terus kayak.
This is just the credits and all.
Juga. Ya.
So,
juga
yep.
pokoknya buat event ini.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Makoso again. Thank you very much for being a member and all, and for sticking out. And Diganta Brahma, thank you for tuning in as well. I'll see you on my next live stream. I hope that we get some more wins.
Like the vibes, you know.
And
like
that's about it, guys.
For their teams.